Good evening, Jimmy. Thank you so much for having me. Good evening to everybody.
Good evening, my brother. You're on. How you doing today?
Good, 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 good. Stressed, but good.
Nice.
Uh, yeah.
I know
I'm happy
you
to
can
be here.
handle stress. You can handle
Oh yes.
stress.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I think I have the capacity to handle stress. I hide it very well.
Beautiful.
You only notice if I lose weight, but yeah, handle stress very well. And I've been very stressed. Like not just with all the political things happening. I have a major obedience in my house that does not let me sleep.
Oh
Are you
God.
sure you're making the right decision? At 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm trying to sleep. Are you sure you're making the right decision? So yes, it's been a very tough, very, very tough couple of days. And I feel that an honest conversation is very, very important to have for several reasons. Um, One, it's good to, I hope that after this conversation, um, the young people that are so passionate about politics now and have become aware of how important it is would actually start to understand it a lot deeper.
Mm,
Right. I hope that after this conversation, people will be able to understand politics a bit deeper than the way it's currently understood. Um, and we'll be able to understand what we are trying to achieve as a generation, as a people. Um, yes, I'm really hopeful for that. I know that this, I mean, like I said, I have an obedient at home. I am obedient. I remain so. Um, at the same time, I know that this whole process has caused a lot of stress to people. It has caused a lot of confusion. It has caused a lot of irritation because we have something that's very special. And when things don't seem in the particular moment to be rhyming and going together, it will cause a lot of apprehension and worry and a lot. So I understand that. I understand that. And I feel that this conversation would help people be able to see things. Even people will leave this conversation. Some will be like, I understand where it's come from. Some will be like, no, we are canceling him, we want to vote for someone else. All that is all part of discourse. But what matters is that I would really appreciate people leaving this conversation with a better understanding of our politics, of politics in Nigeria, and what is really going to happen in 2027. I've followed some of these conversations online, commentary, and everything, and I feel that there is a huge lack of understanding of what we're about to face. There is a seeming understanding that what we are dealing with is like a premiership sort of match. I have a team, you have a team, and you're abusing my team, I'm abusing your team. And in all of this, we've lost sight of the real enemy, the real problem, which is the APC maladministration. And what is really sad is to see all the APC bots knocking our heads together. Because now that we are divided,
right.
that's a very good place. So I'm not sure the format of how this conversation is going to go. Um, so I guess you ask questions, I answer, or
Right,
you want.
right. Yeah. So I have for you personally, which in actual fact covers almost everything, if not 80% of what I assuming people are gonna ask you, but I'm still gonna do that anyway. So what I've done is I listed out the questions, and I created a window of 2 minutes if you can, just to reply them. That way we can stick to the questions and cover them as soon as we can, so we can open the floor for more people to ask questions, because I want to focus more on other people's questions and not the particular one I've listed out. But the ones I've listed out, um I recommend that we do those within 2 minutes to cover as many as possible. I will set a timer here. If you need more time, you can definitely let me know that. But I'll make them short, And I'll appreciate if you can, if the responses can be short as well. Then afterwards, we'll open up the speaker section for people to come up and ask their own personal questions towards your decision. But let's start this way. I'm just gonna go direct. Why did you decide to remain in ADC after Peter Obi moved to NDC?
Okay. Okay. So since 2023, I have been championing the idea of a coalition for only one reason, a very practical reason, not philosophical or ideological. We cannot defeat the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government if the opposition is divided. I remember after the elections, I met with the American Consul General, and I was complaining about the violence that happened in Lagos. And at the time, we're putting a file together to report to the ICC and all of that. So I went to go and get his insights into the whole thing. And he said to me, yes, you have valid complaints. We saw the violence and everything. But you also have to admit that the opposition failed. The opposition failed to come together to face the ruling party. And every time the opposition fails and there's a separation, that's a failure of politics. And the opposition failed. So, yes, you might be angry that you were cheated or you were rigged, but would all of those things have happened if the opposition united? Right? And that stayed with me. The other thing that stayed with me was the level when I spent 2 months going to visit all the people that were attacked, that were hurt in the hospitals, paying bills, spending time with people, and understanding that, it's one thing to run a campaign. Because back then we used to shout, we don't need structure, we are the structure. And I was part of people that would say that. But I learned very quickly that, people's lives are on the line. You need structure. And structure is not just, oh, he's the party chairman, she's the woman leader. No. Structure is a network of power to make sure that what you want happens. What you set out to achieve happens. I'm talking about having a network of power with security, having a network of power with the umpire, having a network of power power with people that can resist violence and intimidation. That's a structure. And those things take time to build. It's relationships, it's trusted relationships. Now, before I joined the ADs, well, first of all, we're all in the Labour Party, and we all saw what happened. We saw what happened with Pastor Dare Ekong, who is now in NDC and is in charge of the structure in the Southwest. We
Right.
saw what happened to Aburi, right? You can ask the people of the Labour Party. I financed an NWC meeting to solve that problem. And if you remember, there was a time where Araba B came out and was saying Peter Obi is our candidate. Peter Obi is our candidate. You might even
Correct.
remember that on my birthday, we
Correct.
had Peter Obi and Araba B standing with me in the middle.
I
My
remember. Yeah.
birthday, I was using my birthday to try and solve our problem in Labour Party. Right? Now, shortly after things fell apart, His Excellency Peter Obi saw that coming. Give him that credit. He saw that coming. He saw that all these efforts I'm making. He will try, he will oblige me, but he doesn't really see this going anywhere. But we had to make the effort. Shortly after, when we saw how everything happened, I went to him and said, sir, I believe in a coalition and I feel that I need to move and I need to start building structures in that place. You see, the disadvantage that we had in Labour Party was that we went in there and there were a lot of people already in positions of power. With ADC, we came into ADC and the structure was built by negotiation. So from the top, you see we have a national representation negotiating. Like, for instance, Excellency Peter Obi got to select the National Organizing Secretary, Atiku got the chairman, CPC got the secretary, negotiation to build the structure. So you know the people you are dealing with. Right?
Jerry, you have 1 minute to wrap up with that,
No,
please, if you don't
this is
mind.
a very good question. You can't.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
It's not
And
a
yeah,
simple
I'll
question.
give you more time for that. I'm calling
Okay,
your conscience to the time. But yeah, go
no
ahead.
problem. Yeah. So we're in the ADC, and I told him that I was going to go, and he said yes. His words to me were, we need a coalition. We cannot face this without a coalition. Everybody has their strengths, and together we'll be able to win. So I went into the coalition and started building structures in the coalition. A lot of Obidients followed me in. Some waited for His Excellency Peter Obi to come because we were not sure. Right? But we went in early. So we were able to get a strong foothold there. And then you know what happened during my declaration? My sister was hit. We had to rush out to hospital. People were hurt, wounded, everything. You know that story.
Right.
Now, the coalition at the top level failed. At the top level, all those leaders failed to come to a coalition, which they know is the only path to victory. They all know that. They all know. But they failed to achieve that coalition. Blames can be tossed to anybody at any level at that place. But in Lagos, we did not fail to come to coalition. We have the people that used to rig elections in Lagos, that master riggers, that know all the tricks. They are with us. We have the elder leaders that understand the power of structure that I just described. They are with us. We had Labour Party and the energy of Labour Party, right, that were with us. And then we had the ADC to serve as an unbiased umpire and bring everybody together. We built a fantastic structure, a structure that can win an election. And this has taken time and it's deep. Now, you go back to 2020 elections, we did so many things. We were massive in Lagos, because it's one thing to talk about this at the high level, because your question is, why didn't I go? What is happening in the level of Lagos State? With all that we have and all the strength that we showed, there's something that we will not have in 2027. And that is the element of surprise. We no longer have the element of surprise. That is why if anybody wants to stand up to say they want to have a meeting, dogs are going to come there and scatter it. Nobody is letting any opposition breathe. To solve that, you need structure, as I described in the beginning. And if you don't have the element of surprise anymore, then what have you done between 2023 and 2027 to allow for your election to be different? I looked at the NDC having a meeting in Lagos. I saw the young Obidients going there in the part secretariat that was there before, with Pastor Diakon there overseeing them. And it's literally the same thing. It's literally Labour Party 2.0. Labour Party 2.0. There is no growth. You see, in Labour Party, it became a personality cult. It was about a popularity contest. It was never about the work of building capacity, of building structures all the way down to the ward, of building polling unit agents at every polling unit, start to build that structure that can take an election. You have all the people that want to vote for you, but 70% of our polling units did not have any agents. Nobody has done that work since 2023 till now to solve that problem. There is no place that we failed in 2023 that has been ticked by this group of people that have got up and moved and are now direct. It was so bad in Labour Party that any chairman, local government chairman that was seen with me was removed from the ESCO, was queried, and we're in the same party. And that is what you want me to just, everything that we built to now go to. I can go by myself, right? But me going by myself, I know I'm going by myself to be popular. People will like me. People will be happy. But I know I'm not going to win the election. The most I can do is, because all of this happened in literally 2 days. One day we're all together, we're all happy.
It's not about winning for you, right? It's about doing the right thing.
No, it's about winning. What do you mean doing the right thing?
Okay.
I'm saying that you need a structure to win an election.
Right.
If 5,000 people live on a street and all of them want to vote for you, and your other person is just organized enough to have 20 boys at the beginning of the street and 20 boys at the end of the street, those 5,000 people will not be able to vote for you. And I'm saying to you that our coalition was perfect for Lagos State. Now, my only hope is to hold that coalition that is still in place, because they will not move with me.
You mean the coalition of ADC in
ADC,
Lagos?
yeah, the
Right.
coalition of ADC in Lagos. They are not going to move out with me, but we need them. We need them to protect our votes. We need them to ensure that our votes will count. We need them for the experience that they have of electioneering.
Have you been
A lot of
assured the ticket for gubernatorial position
nobody
in ADC?
assures you, nobody assures you a ticket. You fight for
You
a
fight for
ticket.
it. Right.
And the thing that I want you guys to understand, because this is the first time that majority of people are even aware of party primaries.
Mm.
When I contested for Labour Party primaries, no, but it was a massive battle. 90% of people did not even know that Labour parties were going on. Even for Peter Obi, at the time it was the NSAS movement. And the NSAS movement reached out to me and they liked me and supported me because at the time I was part of it, I supported it. There were pictures of me there. The NSAS movement morphed into what became the Obedient movement. But nobody was really focused or disinterested in a primary and the process by which the candidate emerges. And it is something that this process is a very dynamic process. It's a very dynamic process. And I'm saying to you guys that please, I mean, even the PDP people that are praising me today, go and look at the comments that they made when I left PDP and went to Labour. All of them were insulting me. They were calling me small boy, you go and contest for House of Assembly, or he's not going to go anywhere, Jandor this, Jandor, insulting me. When we now started making major moves, they started deleting their tweets. Today they are singing my praises. It's not about, you have to understand at this period, there's still so much that's going to happen.
Right.
So much. There are things that are going to happen that I promise you by the end of this month, you will not believe how it plays out from this time. And by virtue of being in this space, because I did not start even running as Senate, I ran for local government chairman. I
Yeah,
built structure.
someone sent that to my DM when
Yeah,
I mentioned
I
this.
built structure. I built structure and campaigned at the same time. After that, I ran for Senate, Lagos West. I had the most votes in my party in Lagos State, just for half of Lagos. I had the most votes. I have a bit of experience.
And this was
So
all before the Obedient, right?
this was all before the Obedient movement.
Right.
And I'm
Okay.
not saying, I'm not taking anything away from the support, the help, the love, the everything that the Obedient movement pushed into my campaign. I am forever indebted to it. I say to people that when I first started my elections, I started losing faith in Nigerians. It was the Obedient movement that restored my faith in Nigerians. I say you go and check on any in interviews that I've said. Because to understand what we are getting into. 2027 is not going to be anything like 2023. We are dealing with a person that at the time, the president, I tell people, I say this all the time, President Buhari was an obedient. Because if he did not change the currency that we had, and they allowed Tinubu to unleash money in an election, it would have been a very different conversation. And then you're also dealing with a person that now controls the army, the police, the DSS, and is not afraid to flex that muscle and flex that power.
Okay.
We need organization. And for me, this is the thing. Everything that's happened at the top is very traumatic to me. It's very traumatic to have been in Ibadan and I see all my leaders sit down and say, we're only going to produce one candidate.
Okay.
Then in 2 days, it's like, what's going on? What's happening? So I've not even wrapped my head around it. What I do know from the experience that I've had in politics is that by the time the end of this month comes, so many other things are in play that will play out. Right
I don't
now,
even think it has to be towards the end of the month. Already, a lot of things have
no,
already
no,
started
even
playing out.
by the middle of this month, people are going to start seeing signs.
Right.
But by the end of the month, when it now settles that this is what has happened, then
Right.
everybody will now have to dial back and start to rethink a lot of things. Because internal party politics is so different from general politics. is very, very different, especially with all the rules that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put in place now. I came into Labour Party through substitution primaries,
Okay.
where I could leave a party because I did not. They broke the agreement, and I did not run the. They broke the agreement, so I could move to a party and come in via substitution. I don't really know if that is going to be allowed anymore. So it's a completely new dynamic that has been set to choke the opposition, right? So this is what I'm saying to you guys. Guys, I'm an obedient. The DNA of obedience, the DNA of Peter Obi, the values that we share, whether it's about empathy, whether it's about accountability, leaving what I'm doing to come and come and be accountable to you, listen to you and hear what you have to say and take that into cognizance. And to know that one is powered by the people, that is what it means to be obedient.
All right.
Just last week, all of us were together, right? Now, my hope is in this situation that when I start campaigning, when you hear my policies, I appeal to you. I'm not going to do any campaign against any leader at the top. I'm not doing that because it is not my fault that the coalition at the top failed. I did my job to make coalition.
I mean, the president comes to Lagos to run a campaign. You're not going to be there. You're not going to be there to support them.
These are not, like I said, these conversations, you have them at the end of the month.
Okay, fair enough.
What I'm saying to you now is that for all the trauma, because I say I'm traumatized, you don't understand.
I can only imagine, to be honest with you.
You don't understand. Like to make decision as such, because the time for you to submit your name into a register was fast ticking. And you think, okay, what have I built here? What can protect my people?
So,
there are people that died in the last election. I hope you know.
I
There are
know.
people that still cannot walk up to now.
I still have
Now,
I have a list of names of people that actually died. Someone sent it to me sometimes last year. But let's do it this way.
Yeah.
We've already used about
Okay.
15 minutes on that question. So what I'm going to do is
Okay,
this.
go ahead.
What I'm going to do is this. I've been receiving a lot of messages in my DM. So let me put this out straight, guys. At the end of this space, please don't tell me the questions that are meant to ask him were not asked. Okay, because right now I'm going to skip all my questions. I'm just going to cancel my questions and focus on the people, so it won't be like a repetition. So whatever the people want to ask him, I'm going to pull people up now to start asking questions. So I'm going to put aside all my questions, but before I do that, um, based on the news that broke on, was it 2 3 days ago? I was on Tudo Space and I had to chime in. I went there to speak. I had to chime in and I gave them my own perspective towards, the whole you sticking to ADC thing. And what I said on that platform is this: I said I respect your decision and what you're pushing for, but where I have problem is the fact that Dorothy is actually in have a very tough primaries with Dorothy. And whichever way that might go, even though we're doing, even though we're not doing top to bottom anymore, the Obedients are probably still going to vote for you in one way or the other. But I made a statement that day. I said, if Dorothy goes to NDC, I don't know if anyone can remember, if Dorothy goes to NDC, then the Obedients are probably going to tilt towards that. And it's not going to be because of top to bottom. It's going to be because he has equal competence, or more competence than you, which is the reason why I made that statement. And guess what? 40 minutes ago, I just saw Dorothy's statement that he's moving to, well, he has moved to NDC. So I brought that up because it's a breaking news and people already sending him that message to remind of the statement I made the other day. So my question would be, how do you react to this? That would be the last question I'm going to ask you personally. How are you going to react to
Yeah.
this? And I'm going to start bringing people up. That way, they're going to be asking you questions. I've already canceled all the questions I listed out because I want people to be able to ask you those questions. It won't be like a repetition. And I believe the concerns, it's not as if the Obedient just want to cancel you. I think the concerns of you sticking to ADC is out of love, care, belief, and trust. They're wondering, are you not reading between the lines? They want you to actually win, and you're sticking back because of your own personal beliefs, and they have this feeling of, why are you doing this now? I mean, it's almost as if the soup done nearly done and you want to be out of it.
Yeah.
It's more like, wetin dey do this guy? Why are you giving up? Are you losing hope? But
Let,
anyway, I'll leave that to people to express
let
their
me explain.
questions that way. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
concerned about this whole Dorothy thing. If you want to address that, and I'll start bringing people up. So please, again, I know
Okay.
you have a lot to speak about, but because of
Yeah.
time, I know you're a busy person. I
I'll
said,
try
okay,
my
yeah, I'm
best.
I'm time
I'll
conscious
try.
about this.
I'll try my
So
best.
if you can summarize the answers to these questions, that way we can take more people,
Okay.
if you don't mind. Thank you.
Okay. 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 Um, I hear that, yes, and congratulations to Funsho Doherty for going to the NDC. Um, and like I said, at the end of the month, we'll know who gets the ticket in the NDC because the other people that have also gone to the NDC. I want to believe that I did not waste the last 3 years of my life. I want to believe, well, when they were demolishing Owuru, when they were demolishing Makuku, when the commissioner was demolishing Mende Estates, and I was there when they fired tear gas at me at Ilason, when I went to go and defend Obedience at when we were destroying Jack on the estate. I want to believe that it's going to count for something. I want to believe that all the relationships that we've built, all the struggles that we've had in the last 3 years will count for something. And that's why I say to people that this is not easy with the flow. I get that whole idea. Go with the flow, the soup nearly done. But what I'm saying to you is Doherty has gone into Labour Party 2.0. There'll be the noise, but you don't have the element of surprise. You don't have people with experience to build the structures. You don't have people with the experience to protect those people that are going to vote. I've done the work for the last 2 years to build a structure to repel any attack. And when we start campaigning, we will see. Ultimately, he's an intelligent man. He's brilliant. Um, we all have different policies. We all have different strengths. And ultimately, my hope is that when we campaign for Lagos, because this entire conversation, my name is Gbadebo Vivour. I'm running for governor of Lagos. Everything is about Lagos. I'm concerned about Lagos. But this conversation is not about Gbadebo. We supported you and you sold us out last minute. Gbadebo Vivour. We put all our faith in you and we heard you took money from APC. Gbadebo Vivour. We were wounded for you and you did not come to see us in the hospital. You did not take care of us. This is not the conversation. This judgment is completely on me about the failure of leaders at the top to come to a coalition. And I ask you, is that fair? Is that fair? All of us know, every seasoned politician knows that the moment we don't go together into an election, we have lost. The Tinubu menace that we are facing today in Nigeria, if it comes back, it will be 10 times worse than what it is today. All of us know this. We all know we are not in a popularity contest. We all know that if we don't pull our resources, our network, our structures together, we will lose. So why judge me for the failure at the top? Why? This is not a premiership. If my policies resonate with you, and I'm not attacking the person that you want at the top, I'm not campaigning against that person, and I'm reaching out to you. I'm campaigning and I've shown consistency, I've shown honesty for all these years because I've not rested. I took this all the way to Supreme Court. I've not rested. I've built networks, I've built inner routes in places where there are now Obidients that were not Obidients in 2023. I've built relationships that will allow us to have secure elections, that will allow more people to come out. So I've done my work at the level of Lagos. I did not spoil the coalition here. We produced in the coalition, we produced about 200 ward chairmen that were all Obidients.
Right.
About 120 secretaries that were all Obidients. In the structure, which was unlike before, where Obidients were working outside the party structure. So party is making decisions, Obidients are not part of that conversation. So at the last minute, people don't have party tags.
Mm.
And I asked you, what is the difference between Labour Party 2023 and this Labour Party 2.0 that the NDC has become under the chairmanship and the leadership of the same people that you saw how they ruined and insulted everybody that you hold there?
All right. Fair enough.
So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
thanks for that. All right, so without wasting any more time, welcome guys. For people that are just joining, welcome. We're having a one-on-one with JRV. It's about his decision to remain in ADC. The conversation is important because politics remains a space for dialogue, clarity, accountability, and understanding, especially within the movement, built on participation and democratic value. So again, over the few days now, a couple of hours actually, many supporters, especially the Obedient movement supporters, have raised questions regarding GSV's decisions to remain in the ADC even after Peter Obi left for NDC. For some people, it's created confusion, just disappointment. Some are just curious to know what he's up to, his moves. So tonight, it's not about attack. It's not about division. It's not about emotional outrage. Tonight is about his decision, his conviction, his political calculation, and his vision moving towards the 2027 gubernatorial election. So we're here to have that conversation with him without wasting any much time. I'm trying to, I didn't even intend to have co-hosts, but I need to bring as many people as possible. So once I have two co-hosts, I can actually bring more people up. So I have one more slot. So I sent it. Okay. I think Prince got it. All right. So I created a line already for the people that came up, and we'll take that line accordingly. So number one is Kolade, Kolade, Prinzella, Mag, Karigwe, what happened to God's will? I put in a woman, man, woman, man. I think she dropped again. So we want to do it that way. So again, JRV, if you don't mind, if we can, focus on the timing. I know the questions are quite chunky and you just want to express yourself in as much as you can to answer those questions. But time constraint here is very, very difficult. So I want us to be able to capture as many questions as possible. That's why I discarded all my own questions just to focus on the people. The people are outraged, and it's only fair for them to hear them out and listen to what they've got to say. So I want to take as many people as possible. So let's be time conscious, please, if you don't mind. So Kolade, take it away. I'm considering maybe 4 to 5 minutes session between the person asking the questions and the answer to the question. So that way we don't have any back and forth. So 5 minutes, if that's okay. It won't be like you ask questions and he's going to talk. It can be an interaction for just 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, Jimmy. Badebo, welcome. You've spoken well, though. Let me start by saying this. I respect your decision, I respect your opinion, and I respect you for who you are. You are the one running for the office of the governor of Lagos State. It is not me. So this is it. Going by what you said. Let me start with this. You said that, like, okay, just correct me if I'm right or wrong. You said that you chose based on the reality, like based on the reality that confronted you. And what you chose is you chose those who can help you protect votes. You chose structure, in quotes, structure. Those who have connection over, in quotes, we the people, we the obedient, or we the people. Is that what I heard from what you said? And the way you said it is you remain in ADC because you build a structure and because you have people like the old ones, the ones like, and like that's one of the reasons why you have to stay back. Did I hear you correctly, by the way?
No, you do not hear me correctly. I think
You want to clarify that?
Yeah, I think you have watered down a lot of what I said. We are in politics. Politics is not a popularity contest. It is to win elections. That's why we're in politics. And it's not a premiership game where whoever wins, you just go back and life continues. Now, I am not choosing, I am not even supposed to be in a place where I am choosing because all of us agreed to go into this together. We all agreed on a basic premise that if we run by ourselves, we will fail. This is not something, these are conversations that we had one-on-one. Right? You go and campaign to people. You campaign to win votes. That's how politics is supposed to work. Now, I understand this, the idea of, okay, we are in the movement, so we just move together. Okay. Now, we move together and we go into a place where we do things and then people get hurt. We do all of this and we don't win. And then what?
Okay, thank you, Badibo. Yeah, thank you. Because I'm very mindful of the time. Okay. So yes. So we know it's about winning, and for you, it's about winning. And you think that your decision to stay back to make some of us like who stood by you, some of us who are building structures alongside you, some of us who are also like you stood back because you feel, or is it because you feel that you cannot win with us?
So please, I did not hear the last part.
I said, did you stay back because you are saying now that we need to win? It's about winning. And I'm asking you just direct.
I feel that I owe it to my supporters and people that believe in me to build and create a structure that would allow us to win. I don't want to be going to hospital again because people were bullied and intimidated. I don't want a situation where people are going to places and they are chasing them out because there's nobody to stand up and fight for them.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So now, do you think that come 20, like when the electioneering windows begin, when campaign begins, do you think that you would be able not to campaign for the candidate of your party, the ADC, of your party?
My priority is Lagos. My priority is Lagos. I can only look up to my leaders at the top to do the right thing. In Lagos, my focus is to win.
You're not asking the question. Are you telling us now?
And I've answered your question.
I've answered your question because in a coalition,
what do you say?
That we won't see you on the campaign ground with the candidate of your party.
Again, you are trying to put words in my mouth. I've said to
yes,
you,
I want to put you on the spot. That's what I'm trying to do.
Listen. I think there's something that we all have to understand. Our leaders at the top have failed. They have failed.
But hold on.
Let me answer.
No, you have the last time.
Jimmy, check DM first. Jimmy, check DM.
You have the last time.
Can you hear me?
You have the last time, Badebo. Just hold on. You would answer everything. This is what I'm saying, Badebo. Our leaders, like in the last election, we had 4 presidential candidates on the ballot that went into an election. 2 of them right now, because of what they can see glaring, what they said, like the court cases, everything that is happening within the party, the lack of whatever, they say, okay, fine. 2 moved. And let one candidate, Alaji Atiku Abubakar, in that, what's it called, ADC. And you are saying that the 2 out of these 3 opposition leaders that were on the ballot at the last election, are you saying 1 is majority over 2?
No, I'm saying to you that by the end of this month, you realize that all these your calculations don't even have a basis. So what I'm asking you guys, because I'm not running away, At the end of this month, when you all see what is going to happen in this country, let us have another space. But today, please judge me based on Lagos, because that's what I'm in politics for right now. Judge me based on Lagos. I did not go into ADC without the permission of my leader, His Excellency Peter Obi. I did not. Everything that I built in ADC was for His Excellency Peter Obi. I gave him reports. I told him what we achieved with the Congress. The fact of the matter is the work that we did would have benefited him if there was a direct primary. Because Obidients came in. I made sure they entered the structure.
Fair enough.
If you want to judge me all by things that I have no hand in, I have no say in, when everything I've been focused on is ensuring that the next time my people come out and support me, they will be protected, we will win, and there will be victory. As opposed to just this euphoric thing where people come out, they are beating, then we start complaining as victims all over again because we had no structure. That's what I've spent the last 3 years of my life doing. Now, this question you asked is very, very valid. I'm not taking it away from you. But I'm saying it is too soon for you to ask me this question. Please, because there are a lot of things that I can see that you cannot see.
So you wanna get to that bridge before you cross it.
Of the month. Wait till the end of the month and see what happens in this country. Then you also understand even better
so
the decisions I've
it's
made.
more of when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So my DM is a mess. So it seems the interaction is not going to work. So let's just focus on the questions then. We'll do the questions and he's going to answer. We do the questions, he's going to answer. Mr. Colley, thank you so much for that. I believe you picked what you wanted to pick from that. I actually understood what your question meant. And he has already made it clear. He's more focused on Lagos. He's not concerned about what the leaders have done. So he wants to distance himself from that. When we get to the stage of campaigning, when we get to that bridge, he's going to cross it. So let's leave it at that. I think it's just diplomacy on his own side. All right, let's not waste time too much on that. Priscilla, you go up next. Ask me your question and he's going to answer you. If you have a rebuttal to his response, then you can quickly do that. So we move on to the next person. How you doing, Priscilla? Welcome, my sister. Priscilla, are you there? If you're speaking, we cannot hear you. Priscilla, can anybody hear Priscilla?
No, we can't hear her too.
All right. So I think she's having network problem.
If she's having network issue,
all right.
maybe
She
I will
should
go
drop and
now.
come back, and I'll hold your line for you. So let's move on to the next person while waiting for her. Mag, welcome. How you doing? Jump in.
Jimmy, I thought I was after
Hey, Jimmy.
Priscilla.
Hey,
No, it was
Caribbean, just hang
Kolade,
tight, man.
it was Kolade, Prinzella, Mag, Carigwe, Gaboni, God's will dropped. I'm not sure what happened. So, let me see. Actually, hold on. Before Mag goes, I think Prinzella is back. Let's see if the connection is okay now. If it's not, we'll just move on with Mag. But yeah, I already wrote it down. So, thanks, by the way. Kolade dropped immediately. So, guys, when you're done with the question, let's do that. The request is blown up. I want to make sure everyone, at least majority of the people requesting for the mic, have a go at the questions they have for GRV today. Princella is still loading up. Mike, take it away. Let's not waste time.
All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy. I appreciate you hosting this. I hope you guys can hear me.
Crystal.
Okay. Awesome. Our protocol duly observed. GRV, how you doing, man? Nice
Hang in
talking
there.
with you. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to say this real quick. I really have not had the time to talk to you ever. For those that want to believe. I have your numbers, but I never called you because there was no reason for me to call you. All right? Now, I want you to understand. I'm a Lagosian by birth. I went to nursery school in Lagos. I went to primary school in Lagos. Went to another primary school in Lagos. Did my secondary school in Lagos before I left Lagos. I know Lagos. I am a Lagosian. That's the 110% truth. Now, Here is my take to this. Lagos is a peculiar state, knowing fully well with the way Bola Tinubu is to Lagos State. Now, I would say this. I don't want to believe you're not convinced about running this election. The way you chose would make you win. All right. And I'm not saying that you don't see a lot of things that we saw or that we've not seen lately. But my take is two questions. Will there still be ADC right now in Lagos State that you want to run on? One question, if you might just quickly answer that. Will there still be Lagos State, ADC in Lagos State that you would run under, or you chose to run Lagos State?
I don't understand this question. Yeah, there's ADC as a party exists. Was that your question?
So I think what he's trying to say is due to the ongoing issues, internal
Due to
issues
the,
going on
yes.
in ADC right now.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
well, let me explain some things. Just very quickly, as you're aware, the Supreme Court threw out that case that came before it. As at yesterday, INEC fought against the Attorney General's request that they deregister ADC. And then that other case has been withdrawn. A lot of political work has happened. People sat down with
Because of one singular person, which is Dayo Ekong. And for that sole reason, you have to leave, you have to stay in ADC without joining NDC. Based on your calculation.
That's not the sole reason, sorry. But carry on.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about dividing the obedient movement going into your election? Because the house is divided.
Okay. I hear you. And it's a major concern. It's a major concern. Like I said, this has been a very traumatic period for me. But I don't think that there was a statement that the obedient structure put out. I think it was signed on the Obidient website. I saw it today where they said, I paraphrase, don't bully or talk down on people that obedience are in the ADC or in the NDC. At the end of the day, everybody still would know where they want to go. Right? I don't see this thing as a situation where I understand. I understand how you see this as divided. But again, I still promise you, please, Jimmy, I promise you, this time next month, let me be on this space again. And then let's have these questions, right? Because I don't think a lot of people have understood this primary process. So they get very worked up now. But the way it's going to end is going to be very different. And when you see it, you remember this conversation. So be clear that there's so much I want to tell you that I cannot say.
Okay.
But just give it a bit of time. Jimmy, anytime you call me, I will be here for you.
Yeah,
3
definitely,
weeks,
definitely.
just give it that
Yeah,
time.
so I think that's a different way to look at it. You offering to come again to answer these questions based on what is ongoing right now. You don't want to speak about it, fair enough. So look, 24 hours in politics, it's almost like a lifetime. So
I
I
mean, it
think,
was 2 days now.
yeah, just 2 days.
In 2
A lot
days.
had happened. So my point is a lot more would happen before the end of the month. So I mean, we still have, and it doesn't matter how it turns out. It could be in your favor or against you, but we are here to witness that. But the question they're asking is, they're not just asking you these questions to get a response from you. They're asking you these questions to hit your conscience, so you might re-strategize on what you're doing before it's too late. And that's the perspective that I'm looking at these questions from, because I've actually
I
listened to a
completely
lot of people.
understand.
So they don't want a situation whereby you regret the decision you're making. Yeah, they don't want a situation whereby you regret the decision you're making right now, and it might have been too late. So you saying till the end of the month is not a problem. They're just hoping it's not too late by that time. That's what I think is going on here.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the care. I'm grateful for the worry. I'm grateful because it shows that people genuinely want what's good for me.
In fact, the movement is divided because of you.
No. Okay, so let me say this. Let me say this,
All right.
right?
Let's do that real
Listen,
quick. Mag, let him
yes, I'll just.
respond, and when it's done, you say what you want to say. We'll move on the mic. We have a
Yeah,
lot of
I'll
people
let him
requesting for
respond.
mic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll let him respond.
All right, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead, Jerry.
Listen, the obedient movement is the obedient movement. It cannot be divided. It cannot be divided. The obedient movement is going to do what it's going to do. So when people say it's divided, is it divided based on Lagos? Is it divided based on what? What is it divided by?
Right. So
Based
let me
on
rephrase.
GRV, not
Yeah.
standing with
So
them right now.
right.
That is what they're
Exactly.
saying. Based
So exactly.
on GRV, not standing with them, not Lagos. They don't care about Lagos. They care about you.
They care about you, Jerry.
Okay.
So when I said divided, it's a situation of obedient. So right now, let me rephrase. The way it is right now, it is right before now. I mean today, before this particular moment, it was a situation of, yeah, let him go, we're not supporting him, and let's hear from him. And I've made the case of, look, it is a very tight one, 50-50. I mean, if he remains there, I mean, we're not doing top to bottom, but I'm considering whoever might be running on that NDC that PO is right now might have a better chance if the person has, the competence that we require, which is exactly what just happened with Dorothy. And I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody, but you see right now, 80% of the obedient are going to be voting for Dorothy right now because of the direction we have.
Jimmy, no. The 80% are not going to vote for Dirt. Let's not put that out there. No. Jimmy.
You said what? You're breaking, Mag. I can't hear you. Mag, you're breaking.
80% are not going to vote for Dirt.
You're breaking. I think your mobile, if you want to, that's a very important statement you want to make. So if you want to come back and do that. But yeah.
Hear me? Can you hear
Okay,
me
now
now?
you,
Can
yeah,
you hear me
fair
now?
enough. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You said 80% is not going to. All right, I think we lost him. So
Yeah, Jimmy, I don't think it's even fair to start talking about who is going to vote and who is not going to vote. Let's just
no.
ask him our
So it's not. I'm
questions.
not even talking about who is
Yeah,
going to
he's
vote. I'm
sorry.
talking about the fact that where the people are going to be affiliated to based on PO. That is my point. So I'm not even talking about the vote right now. I'm talking about the affiliation based on PO. So it's almost as if PO is the party. So wherever PO goes, whoever is running under that platform, people have come to realize that they get whatever comes out of it. I mean, we did top to bottom the other day. We mechanic, Okada riders, they got ticket just because of that stigma with PO. It was a positive thing for them. So that is exactly what I'm trying to let Jeremy understand right now. But again, before the end of the month, a lot more are gonna be, put out there for us to understand what is going on without wasting any further time.
But sir, can I ask you a question?
You mean
Can I
me
ask
in
you a
particular?
question?
All
Yes,
right, go
yes.
ahead. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I agree with everything you said about the benefits of the association and all of that.
Right.
But how many Labour governors did we produce?
Alex, just one.
Just one.
Right.
Alex Oti, you saw the way Alex Oti campaigned?
Yeah.
Did you see where he campaigned?
Wow.
Do you know how long Alex Oti has been in politics for? Now, the reason why I ask you this question, again, when I hear people talk, I still feel and I see that there's a very, very, it's not, it's a basic understanding of politics. Now, what were our failures in 2023? We're called an Igbo party. In Lagos, it's Lagos I'm talking about. A party that is just made up of non-indigens. They said Igbo people want to take over Lagos. Do you not think that it's important to build a broader coalition? Lagos is a mini Nigeria. Lagos is a mini Nigeria. You have the Galas, you have the South, you have the Iowa, you have a whole bunch of people in this place. Do you not think that it's worth, in 3 years after seeing everything that happened, to build a broader coalition? If you want to talk about people just winning based on association, yes, people getting votes. Whether that translates to winning is a completely different conversation, because the work that's needed to win, or the work that's needed for you to be declared the winner after you apparently win, is very, very different from the reason why you guys care about me this much and even notice that I'm not coming, because there was a synergy. When you saw me on a debate with Funsho Duarte still there, go and look at the newspapers, they ranked me higher than him. Right? We attended several debates. He's an intelligent man. I don't take that from him. But there was a synergy. Obedience are not people that like mediocrity. I accept that. They like good things. They want wonderful candidates. But also, campaigns will happen. I will appeal to you. My appeal to you is not going to start and end today. Yes, I understand the dilemma. I understand the conflict. And sometimes in life, you have to make tough decisions. But what I'm saying is that to win Lagos, you need a broad-based coalition. It is the truth. Funsho Duarte in last election, he got, I think, about 5,000 votes. I got 300 and some thousand votes. I promise you, if we had the structures that we needed, those numbers were closer to 700,000. There were so many people in Nigeria, Feludun, that wanted to vote for me, but people were knocking on their gates and threatening them that if they come out, they would die. Nobody was there to prevent that from happening. So if you don't understand what needs to be done, you're even going to get a worse result in Lagos that I got in 2020. And experience counts for something. I might not have the investment experience and banking experience that he has, and he's my senior, far my senior in that regard. But this politics, I know a bit. And I say that, yes, at the end of the month, we'll talk again.
Right.
But understand that lastly, sorry, Jimmy.
Right.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's very important. I am with you. We are cut from the same cloth. This situation is an occurrence that I'm not going to say anything negative. This situation was not a situation that was planned. It was not desired. It was not agreed. Anyway, in time, you guys will understand better. Let's leave it at that.
Fair enough. So, I really want to pull back from asking questions because we have a lot of people requesting. And by the way, people requesting, don't think I'm ignoring you. I see every single one of you, and I will bring you up to I have a question for JRV. So, guys, if we can speed this up as possible, as soon as we can, please. So, we can meet up with the list of requests right now. It's huge, and I don't want to ignore anybody. So the way it is, I'm definitely not going to meet up with the time I put aside, which is 2 hours. So I might be away for a while. That's why I brought up two co-hosts, Mag and Prince. I need to go back to work. So, but for now, let's just pick the people I wrote down their names initially. Let's get them to ask their questions, and they can go to the listener section, and we keep it moving. Priscilla, you were meant to go next, but your network was bad, or your speaker was not. We couldn't hear you, so I don't know. Can you speak now? Are you? Is it okay now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Can you hear me
Loud
now?
and clear. All right. So before you go, real quick, Mag, you're now a co-host. You can, chip in what you wanted to chip in before. Please don't forget, write it down. I just want us to move on with the hand. So we have a lot of people requesting for the mic. So please, he's still here with us, but I want us to move on with the hand. And people are raising up their hands, and I really want to make sure we take as many people as possible. So let's go with Prinzella first. So it's going to be Prinzella, Carigwe, Gaboni, God's Will, Village Malin, Comrade, Gaspar. I think Gaspar dropped. Uh, and Folusho in that order, and we'll take a new set of people afterwards. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Over 1,000 people from my side here. Thanks for being part of this. It means a lot to a lot of people to listen to him speak about his decision. It's a conversation, and we taking it political to understand what is at stake. Let's keep it civil, and let's keep it flowing. Thank you so much, Prinzella. Take it away.
All right. Good day, everyone. To everyone, wherever you're spacing from. Hi, Badibo.
Hello.
Hi. So I have a couple of questions with I'm going to say that as it is. I'm not going to mince words. Maybe a lot of persons are trying to be diplomatic, but I will point out as it is since you're here. Now, there have been lots of speculations that you are now loyal to person of Ogbeni Aregbesola as against Peter Obi, which is one of your reasons why you stayed back in ADC with, I don't know, maybe a promise of Ali Mosho. Ali Mosho was won by Peter Obi, remember? Last elections. Nobody has won Ali Mosho from Tinubu since 1999. And Ali Mosho seemed to be very strong for an Aregbesola. But right now, there have been people who can contend with him there. So I would want to know if this is true. That's one. Two, we are talking about, you made some statement. You talked about you are going to support the presidential candidate of your party, which is ADC. So let's say an Atiku emerges as the presidential candidate. It means you are going to be supporting and campaigning. Of course, he will campaign around the states and he will come to Lagos. And it expected you being, probably if you emerge as the gubernatorial candidate, you will campaign alongside, be on the campaign train. Do you not bother about the optics, especially Obidients who are offline and will be saying this, that use the goodwill of Peter Obi to vote and stood their grounds for you in 2023? Do you not see this is straight demarketing? And it would actually have an impact on whatever votes they might want to give you. That's two. Then three, when you went on an interview, I think it was a month ago or some weeks, I don't know, your body language and with the way you spoke, I don't know, it rubbed off on a lot of us. You used the common language of people at the other hand of anybody coalition brings. We will democratically support and be behind anybody coalition brings, which, I mean, it didn't sit well with people. A lot of persons discussed about it for a while on the timeline. Like, okay, what does this mean? And anybody coalition brings and all that. Then you talked about structures. These structures, I want to ask, because what I've been hearing from this place is about, the structures you built and all that. I don't see the structures reflecting in the ADC membership in Lagos State. As a matter of fact, Lagos was found wanting in the top 10 in terms of ADC membership. If you claim you have structures, like you said, it should be reflecting in the membership. And I don't know, it's not showing for me for now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Those are some fantastic questions. The first question, I am not. I think my antecedents my history, and I think a lot of people don't know this. That's why some people might hear some things and believe it. I'm not a person that you can just push around anyhow, or I just am loyal to this person for this. No, if that was what I wanted, I would have joined APC long time ago. I started politics in 2016. They've been on my neck to come and join them. If it's Aregbe, I would have joined. If it's about alliance with Aregbe, I would have joined APC when he was in there. So Alimosho is a place where we have our people, we have our networks. It's not about that. It's about the fact that all of us agreed that we must go into a coalition. If in Labour Party we all sat down and said, okay, we agree that we are going to build the biggest, greatest opposition party in Labour Party, all of us would have sat down there and built the strongest, biggest opposition party in Nigeria. There was an agreement. I held my side of the agreement. So it's not about, oh, they are now like, no. You cannot compare the relationship that I have, the struggles that we've been through, myself and His Excellency Peter Obi, with people that we are just getting to know ourselves in this recent time. But it was an assignment, and we worked on that assignment. So that has nothing to do in any way, shape, or form with my decision. Now, to your third question, because it directly goes to this. We talked about the membership numbers. Yes, the numbers for Lagos were low. I'm sure there are other states that you will know, southern states that are also very low. Does that mean that there are no followers or believers in those places? Some people might just feel that they don't want to be part of the party. They want to just come and vote and go home. Some people are more passionate about these elections. I'm sure you will see that the numbers that were the highest numbers were all in the north. Maybe they are more angry than us in the south. That's not a reflection of what we've built on the ground, right? Because at the end of the day, if we in the south, if we had people in the south that said, okay, there's going to be a direct primary, let's mobilize, let's do the work to mobilize, those numbers will be different. It'll be different. There are people that were mobilizing in the north. And that is not structure building. That's just, okay, membership drive. We're doing membership drive. That's very different from a structure. And I still, maybe as we talk more, people will understand more what I mean by that. And your question about, okay, optics and campaigning, please, I ask you again, it's very premature to ask these questions now. Wait till the end of the month and see what is going to happen. Then let's talk about this then. Okay, I think I've answered your 3 questions. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Are you satisfied with that, Priscilla? We move on to the next person.
Sorry, I just realized that I not touched one of her questions. She said that I went on TV and I spoke about, okay, who would I support? But again,
No, not that.
no.
It was not about support. Well, I
Okay,
don't know how the question was. It was a thing of anybody coalition brings. It would. Let me give a context to it.
okay, give me context.
Let me give you a context. You said anybody coalition brings, which in my head I could make excuse like, okay, probably is an ESCO in the party, he has a position, but note, you are a member in the committee that Aisha is a deputy chairman. Aisha's position is deputy chairman, you are a member. But despite her being a party person, there's a way she balances it and she still makes her stand very firm. But I feel like most times you were playing very safe. You were trying to, which did not rub off well. So that's me.
Okay,
Well,
okay, I understand. And also for the fact that Aisha Yusuf is also campaigning. Now, I'm not sure if she's run for office before, but I know that she's campaigning and I wish her well. And yes, she was a member of a committee, right? And I was a member of that too. But again, I'm coming back to Lagos. I've run for this thing before. understand how you feel, but I need you to understand that there was a plan, right? And it's real. I don't want to take this conversation to a point where things. No, I'm not going to that. There was a plan, and this is situation.
Priscilla, let me come in here, Jeremy. Let me come in here real quick. Priscilla, there was a reason for him answering the way he answered. That's normal for politicians. So just accept that, understand that he could have done better, but there was a reason. So he just wants to leave it at that. Does that make sense to you?
Let him carry ahead. I'm not convinced.
So no problem. So what I was saying was, if you are in a coalition and you guys are planning for an emergence, right? You're in a party now. All of you have the same party card. You're all together. Okay, let us now say that all of us did all this thing. We did a primary or we did a consensus, and the candidate that you liked emerged. If all the other people walked out of the party, would that be fair? Would you be happy with that? Or if everybody, it's just like how Bolaji Abdullahi came on Spaces on Twitter and was talking, and people felt that he was speaking as though he had already chosen a candidate. Nobody liked that. So if I'm on TV and they ask me about how, I say it's them, it's not me, it's them. So the coalition, we are all in it together. And as it plays out, it plays out. That's it. We are in a party, we are in a coalition. You cannot come into a coalition and then pick and choose, you know. If you don't want that, then we should have stayed in Labour Party. We should have built Labour Party. We should have made Labour Party work. At least then we'll be more control, we'll be more in charge. But we all agreed to go into this thing. So unfortunately, somebody.
And now the person that took us in, who ushered us in, he must have had a meeting before he left with you guys.
I think you should ask him.
explained everything.
I think it's better you ask him that question. I'm not going to say
Okay, and
anything.
so the plan. I don't know. Well, it's okay. Let's leave it. But I'm not convinced.
No problem.
All right, guys.
Right.
Have you reached my turn?
Yeah,
Yes.
Karigwe. Go on, Karigwe. Yeah.
Okay, my question is going to be in two parts. The first part is GRV. You have mentioned your structure, the structure you've built over 3 years. Since I started listening to this place, you've mentioned it for more than 10 times. Let me not exaggerate. Don't you think that if you've really built this structure and you trust this structure, that this structure would move with you wherever you go, the same way the Obidients are moving with P2B wherever P2B goes? And you keep calling P2B your leader moved and you stayed behind. What is the political sense in that? Then second, I'm going forward to the campaign itself. The election, how campaign works is the presidential candidates will come to each state for their campaign. When P2B comes to Lagos for campaign, P2B is going to raise the hand of whomever NDC presents to us. Are you going to stand against that? Are you going to stand with that comes to your state to campaign? Are you going to refuse him raising your hand because you're loyal to P2B? So the confliction is this. Are you standing with P2B or are you going to be a party member? That is the reason why we are asking these questions.
Yes, I understand. I understand your question. Your first question was about structure and the structure following you. A structure is not a movement. What obedience are a movement? Is in physics they say kinetic or potential energy. It's potential. It's not kinetic. Now, when I say structure is made up of different people with different interests that just happen to be in a party together. It's like, for instance, now, whether you like it or not, there are structures that have been built by His Excellency Peter Obi in ADC. The organizing secretary is Peter Obi that puts him there. Can he just get up and move tomorrow? There are many people, and that one is even cut from the same cloth. He was in his government and all of that. Now, I'm talking about if you have done alignments with the PDP, can you just get up and wake up and just move them? You have people in APC that are part of this whole thing because we want a broader base so that we can campaign fully without the tribal hatred and all of that. Have a wholesome election that is reflective of Nigeria so that people can actually see past all these divisive rhetorics and see the message and policy that we are pushing. Can you just move with those people? So that's the first thing that I wanted to say. The second thing that I wanted that you brought up again is again about presidency, what's happening at the top. I've said it and I'm going to say it again. It is too soon to have this conversation.
Although I mentioned,
I understand your question.
the presidential candidates, I'm talking about Lagos gubernatorial election. If you stand with P2B on your campaign, you are going to go against your party and it will not be good for your political career. And if you stand against P2B, it means you're going against the Obidient movement, and it's still not good as well, because the Obidients are the one giving you this vote you are hoping for.
Okay.
And you can't stand against their leader and expect them to be with you.
I completely hear you. I completely understand. Again, let's talk at the end of the month. Please, just oblige me that. I've heard you. You've made very valid points. But just let's talk at the end of the month. Let everything be settled. So that when you are saying this, you are saying it with facts. This is what is going to happen. Because there's so much that's going to happen that you guys have no idea. So just let's have this conversation at the end of the month.
I think what Jerry is saying is this. There's going to be an alignment and realignment and another coalition upon coalition. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see what's going to happen. So, I mean, for him to keep reiterating this, I sense something funny or something good will come out of this statement. Well, let's wait and see. I want to pray and I want to believe it's going to be like that. But any which way, let's keep it going. Sorry, I just had to badge in. Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Mac, thanks for that. So again, every questions people have been asking is sort of to watch his back regarding the decisions he's making, because again, as I explained earlier on, it's more like a sign of care, love, and they see you as one of ours. You're derailing and they want to put you back on track, but it's a
Jimmy, he
situation
is
of
one of us. He is.
yeah,
Let's be
yeah.
real. It's not like he's
So
saying he is.
from what I've heard him say so far, it's a situation of 6 and 9 different perspectives. So, and he has re-emphasized by the end of the month a couple of times. So I believe there's something he's seeing that we're not seeing, and I just hope it's positive in a way that is going to be beneficial for him and his political career at the end of the day. So I wouldn't want us to push further, but so far so good. You can see, GRV, you can see that the people are genuinely concerned about your
100%.
perspective
And that's
towards,
why I'm
yeah,
here, because there's a
right,
duty of
right,
care that I also owe. I
right,
owe
right,
people, because at the end of the day, it's not that I was giving money to people to vote for me or to
fair
give me all
enough,
this love. I did not buy it.
right.
So that's why when you send this message, I said, please, as soon as possible. Remember, I sent you a message, ASAP,
Yeah,
please
yeah,
make it
ASAP,
happen.
I
Yeah,
saw
because
that.
I owe them that accountability. There are people that are frustrated. There are people that are not convinced, like lady that spoke earlier. Yes, let's talk. This is what politics is about. Difficult conversations. This is what leadership is about. It's not going to
Right,
be easy all the time.
all right,
It's not going to be easy all the time. And then
Thanks.
at a point, people will have to tick boxes. Okay, out of 10, this person has 7, or this person has 8, or this person has
Absolutely.
nothing, but it's practical. There must be practical considerations that we do to things, because if not, you are in a girl's guide or boy scout.
Fair
So we
enough.
need to get very, very serious, because
So,
what we have lost,
Jimmy,
sorry, last thing, what
yeah,
we
go
have
on.
lost sight of is
Mm,
what we are going to face. And at a point, everybody's going to have to sit down and think, what is the best way to face this thing? Because right now we're just talking about who we support. We've not started talking about what we are going to face. And it's important for people to think about that, because the thing that I'll hate the most is to do this thing all over again. We don't produce more than 5-10 governors. People are hurt, people are injured, and we just complain for another 3 years about how we are victims. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that again.
all
So,
right.
yeah.
Thanks. Well noted. So, again,
I
JRV, I
love
would,
that talk. Jimmy,
yeah,
sorry, I love that talk, and I want to say, I do love that talk. It's not just talk. Please, let's put our money where our mouth is. I want to say I'm a bit drawn to that because I don't want to come on spaces and ask people to crowdfund for somebody that is injured or somebody that almost died or somebody that he broke his leg. We did all that for Lagos. So if you're talking tough, please be ready to walk the walk. Yeah, please. Go ahead.
yeah, thanks, Mac. So, JRV, I can sense many of the questions that are being asked now is almost like repetition. So, uh, I'm more focused on you, compared to the questions they'll be asking you. You have control on those questions. So, I want to plead with you, and I'm doing this simply because of the amount of requests I have. If there is a way you can answer the questions as short as possible, but at the same time as comprehensive as you can, within 1-2 minutes. I really want to catch up with people requesting for the mic. I want everybody to hear. I intended 2 hours, but I'm trying to extend it now, which is why I brought up some
I'm
calls
not
in a
rushing.
way.
I'm here for you. I'm not in a
Right,
rush. So I'm
right.
here for you. I'm not
Yeah,
complaining
but
about time.
I am. I had to put aside work and business to do this. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're here. So I want a situation whereby at the same time, the people have the opportunity to ask you the questions. It might be repeated, but the point is how you respond to it. As brief as you can, because a lot of them are already, repeated questions, but
Do
from
my
different
best.
perspective. Yeah.
I
So
will
please,
do
if you
my
can
best.
do that. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on quickly. We have new hands now, but let me go through the hands again. Carigwe and Priscilla, thanks guys for dropping. I didn't have to drop anybody. They did that on their own, and the consideration of knowing other people wants to ask questions. So thank you so much, guys, for that. So when you finish with your questions, you can come down and we'll bring other people up so we can take as many speakers as possible. And if we can do it a male or female in that order, that would be great as well. But let's just respect the list I've had before. Then we go on with a new list, and we can shovel it up that way. Gaboni, you've been patient. You didn't interrupt anybody. Welcome, my brother. It's been a bit. How you doing?
I'm fine, Jimmy. It's been a long time,
Right,
Thank you for holding for this.
right.
This is a very necessary space. GLV. Much respect to you because it is a good thing you thought it wise to come and have a conversation with us. It shows you value us and you respect us. And if you look at the numbers here, it is to show that it is, we respect you a lot too. The reason why a lot of people feel bad is because of how much we love you and how much we see you as part of our own. It's just like, let me bring a little bit of football in it. It's just like as a Chelsea fans, when we saw Mason Mount leave for Manchester United, or when a Liverpool fan see Arnold I hope the best for Lagos I hope the best for Lagos will happen. You've been a politician for a long time. So when I saw your message today, I understood that you must have thought about it a lot, that the court case that is being the court case against ADC, how sure are you that it's going to go away? Because hopefully maybe because Peter Obi has left, that it might go away. But how sure are you that it is not going to become a bigger problem? Because I read the piece by Funsho Doherty about why he left. He cited a lot of the controversies in court with ADC and all that. How sure are you that those court cases will not lead to to a bigger issue for ADC? And another thing, I respect the fact that you didn't come out, you've not been one of those that come out to speak bad against Peter Obi, because that's what a lot of ADC people have been doing, and it is very, very wrong. And please, I want you, personally, I just want you, when the ADC just focus on, which I trust you do, focus on issue-based campaign, and, anyone who believes in you, a lot of people believes in you, we vote for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First, I want to say to you guys, there's so much I cannot say on this call, but you guys will look back at this moment in 2027 and see that we are far more closer than that we're even in 2023. Just remember I said it. That's the first thing I'll say. And I mean the entire movement. But just watch and see. The second thing I wanted to say is you will never hear me campaign negatively against Peter Obi. That's dumb. That's dumb. It's not even because of Obidients. This is a man that I respect. I respect the man. I love his brand of politics. I love his empathy. That's why I said when I started this thing that I am obedient. Is that empathy? Is that connectivity? Is that coming and being held accountable? I don't come here thinking that you guys are not going to grill me. Even though you can't grilling I've been getting in my house. This one is even small. So, but it's about facing that. Because it's you guys that will put me in position. So I am accountable. And that's the kind of government that I want to run, an accountable one. So that cannot happen. You won't hear me campaigning negative against Peter Obi or going to go and be insulting him or saying negative things. You will not see it. Even if there's something that can be said that might be interpreted negatively, you're not going to get that from me. That's the second thing. And the last thing is that in time, you will see how this is going to play out. I think that you guys are getting very worked up because you haven't really gone through. I only want to imagine if you guys were invested like this when PO was in PDP. Your hearts would have gone up and down, up and down, up and down. So let me keep it short. That's all I wanted to say to your thing. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love, for the care, for the support. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
GIOV, the court case, you didn't answer my question.
Oh, sorry, court case. Yes, I knew there was an important question you asked. So I don't want to cast aspersions, but the court cases, you'll find that INEC has shown an affidavit that ADC was registered properly. So you're going to see that thrown out. You're going to find out that the man that brought those court cases will withdraw that case. You will see that happen if it has not already happened. A lot of people did not expect that the Supreme Court decision will favor us. It did not just happen. And that's all I'm going to say. So legally, ADC is fine.
Probably as Peter Obi is out now, I believe it should be fine now.
Exactly my take to that. Yeah, because it'll be left.
Okay.
Now everything is back to normal.
Right.
Is that
Fair
not
enough.
what it is?
Yeah, it seems so, but
Guys, I want to say something here, please, because again, I said when this thing started, if you guys cancel me or denounce me or anything, at least I want you guys to have a better understanding of politics in Nigeria, because this politics affecting your life and the life of your children. It's not that simple. And I need you to look into things deeper. understand relationships, understand, just try and investigate who puts people where. I remember one time I was sitting with Peel, ADC, than stay in Labour Party. And the conversation was about how we've gotten a judgment, but INEC has not been able to respect that judgment because we're waiting for that judgment. And he talked about how he was sat with people in the ADC, and there were some things that needed to happen, and people made calls because somebody put somebody. So even though there's a different government power, the relationships allow for things to happen. That's the advantage of a coalition. So it's very simplistic to just say because somebody has moved things. I know you might, people, what Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants is no competition at all. So it's very simplistic to think that he is not going to try and stop everybody. NDC is going to start having their problems. If Jonathan goes into another party, that party will start having problems. If Bukola Saraki comes out in PDP, that party is going to have problems. Just trust me. That's what I'm going to say there.
All right. Thank you. I hear you. But I don't want to take what you just said because one thing that I've come to realize, I understand what politics used to be before PO came out. Okay. PO himself is a political party. I want people to understand that. And is breaking barriers. He is now a force to reckon with. It came from the conventional, politician groups, but it is absolutely different. And the ideology of a new Nigeria, he represents it. And what people didn't realize was the force behind him. And those forces are still with him currently. They're still with him as we speak. So a lot of people are tapping from that force. And regardless who stays in power and who puts who in power, I think that jinx was broken in 2023. We know he won that election. It was glaring, okay? And between then and now, the power he possesses and what people knew about him has increased. The amount of people that knew about him there, they've increased as well. So whatever calculation in the Nigerian political atmosphere that's been going on for a long time, I want people to understand that it has changed. That's what people don't want to understand. People are still believing on the conventional method. That has changed. PO is now a force to reckon with. So where he moves, he controls the narrative. You see in the amount of people that are actually going there because they know his worth. They understand what he represents. It's a new political ideology entirely. The people are tired of the status quo. So I need people to understand that. Even the old politicians, they're beginning to realize it because they belittled him in so many ways. I mean, we can still remember what Kwankwaso said about him the last time. He won the last election. The 6 million that was allocated to him, more than what Kwankwaso had. But let's not go back there. My point is this: PO himself is a force to reckon with. And the more people keep belittling what he represents and comparing him to the status quo, this man dined with the devils when he was in office. All the people you're seeing around him, he knew what they were into. They were friends, but he still managed to manage Anambra the way he did. He managed to save the money. He was still mingling with them, but at the same time, he achieved every single thing he achieved that is being used to promote him right now when he was still friends with those people. And he's still friends with them. It doesn't change anything. He's been manipulated, disenfranchised, and they're doing everything. They don't have anything on that man. If they did, they would have actually arrested him and, do all sort of things. He's a force to reckon with, not just in Nigeria, Africa. Ghanaians are using him to preach on the platform, on their, pulpit.
Just,
You're using him as an example.
I don't want what I said to be taken out of context.
No. It's not about
No,
what you said in
I
particular.
know. Joe, just hear me out. Just hear me out, please. Nobody, in no way, shape, or form, did I say anything that discredits the movement that PO is, the work that he has done, the visibility that he has done, his work ethic, his strength, all of that. Nothing like that. All I'm saying is that let us look into things a bit deeper. That is all. Anywhere he goes to, there are going to be challenges. The NDC has gone to, they're going to face challenges, right? In many, many ways. Court cases are just the first ones. Then there are pre-election matters that come up, right? Then there's intimidation for campaigns. There will always be challenges because, like you said, he's a force. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not interested in having a free and fair election. And so that is settled. There's no conversation. Nobody is going to make any political calculation in Nigeria without considering Peter Obi. That's why the coalition was such a big idea and such something that a lot of people worked hard to make happen, right? So again, nobody is taking anything away from that, right? So yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks. I'm glad you cleared that so people won't misinterpret it as you taking it away from me. But I mean, I just had to put that for the sake of people listening and thinking. The old ways of playing politics in Nigeria has to be put into consideration. Nah, it's not. And as time goes by, the people would understand what is actually going on right now. It's almost as if the political terrain are in denial of knowing a single man can just come and disrupt the system is going to make people uncomfortable because they're scared. They're fighting for their lives. This man is coming to change. He's coming to take food from their table. They know that they're fighting for their lives, and so many of we Nigerians as well, well-meaning Nigerians. So I totally understand that. But this coming 2027 election is not going to be like 2023. The things that happened back then was him showing the people, you know what, I'm a man of rules that plays by rules and laws. He went through the books, he went through the law of the land. He did every single thing. But what happened eventually, we all saw what happened. It gave the world the platform to see the damage, the rot we have in our legal system, and people can see that right now. But the next election is going to be different. I want people to understand that it's absolutely going to be different. But anyway, let me not hog the mic. It's not about me. It's about JRV having a conversation with well-meaning Nigerians and Obedient that are not happy with his decision of sticking to the ADC, regardless Peter Obi's exit. So we'll still move on with the conversation. We have a lot of people requesting for the mic. The conversation is not just about his decision to remain in ADC. It's more of the future of the opposition politics in Nigeria, the coalition building, political institution, youth participation, ideologies versus personality politics, long-term movement sustainability that we have going on right now. Look at this as a way of letting the people that have been, pushing and promoting you for a while understand that the decision you've taken is solely for your own benefit in Lagos. You're not interested in whatever the leaders are doing. When I say leaders, I mean the leaders of the coalition on the presidential level. Before you go into that discussion further, you're giving us till the end of the month. That things will be clearer, and you promise to come back on the platform to have that engagement. We'll be looking forward to that. But before then, let's move on with the conversation. Thank you so much, guys, for paying attention. Thanks for being on the platform. Without wasting any more time, let's go with Godwill. And we'll go after Godwill, we'll take Village Malam, Chris, Icon, Chidelity, Chinonso, Ayodele, and Zina. I think it get to you. We'll pull you up in a minute. But first, let's take the hands first, guys. Let's keep it as short as possible. God's will. I don't know what I don't understand what is going on. When it's your turn to speak, then you drop. I don't maybe it's God's will for you not to speak today. I don't know what is going on. I don't understand why she drops every single time she's meant to go. Hopefully,
Jimmy,
this
that's wrong, bro. That's wrong.
well, a name precedes her. I mean, I don't know. It happens. It might be coincidence, but it happens. It's too much of a coincidence. Every single time she's meant to speak, she drops. So maybe it's God's will for her not to speak. How you doing, my sister? You there?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
Greetings, everybody.
So it is
Oh
God's
my
will for
God.
you to speak after all. Go ahead.
Woo. Oh, more. It's been crazy. All right. Greetings, everyone. Mr. Jeremy, greetings to you. This is going to be the first time I'll be engaging you on a space. But before
Thank you.
that, I want to say, you're welcome, sir. I want to say here, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful thing that we are gradually moving away from the era where you have some few persons picking and imposing people on Nigeria into the era where the people's vote will truly count and put in the people that we want in governance. Thank you very much. Okay, Jarvi. I'm
I'm
so sorry,
listening.
guys. I'm so sorry, guys. So let me go on with what I came here to say, actually. Mr. Jeremy, I listened to you when you were speaking, and you said that you joined the coalition before His Excellency even joined, and you started building structures. And now that His Excellency is out, you chose to stay because you want your votes to be protected from the top. So my question is simple. Dr. Mo just contested election in Abuja, and we all saw how it went. Why didn't this top that you are banking on to protect your vote, why didn't they protect Dr. Mo's vote? Or does it mean that you, or maybe Lagos State, could it be that Lagos State is more important than Abuja? Or is there something you are doing that Dr. Moore did not do that was why the coalition could not protect his vote? Sir, please.
Okay.
That's my
Okay. Thank
question to
you.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me think of it. Okay. Dr. Moore ran for chairman in Abuja. Every state has their unique peculiarities. Every state. Lagos is unique. It's like a mini Nigeria. Anambra, not so much. They're mostly Christians, they're minority Muslim. Lagos State has equal Christians, Muslims, traditional worshippers. Every state is peculiar. Now, when I say structures, I'm not talking about thugs. That's very, very simplistic. No. And what Dr. Mo will have to answer for himself, what he put in place, what he did not put in place. Maybe he depended on some people to do some work for him. Maybe he did some work for himself. I cannot speak for him. I am not from Abuja. I'm from Lagos. I'm not sure if you were on this space when we started, because I sort of explained what the idea of structure is. And I repeat, structure is a network that's put in place to achieve what you set out to get. Now, what do you want to get? Some people want to destroy your strongholds. There's structure for that. Some people want to be able to win a primary. There's structure for that. Some people want to win an election. There's structure for that. An interlinked network of people from the umpire to the police to the army to vigilantes to people on ground to influential people that are not necessarily part of your party, but they are friends with this man because they went to school together. And this man is now 70 years old. But you can call that man and say, Omowani, please support him. And that person is going to do that. Why? Because in the last 3 years, you spend time building those relationships. And building those relationships and centering it in a party, because that was the assignment that you were given. So I think if you're interested in how Abuja played out, or if you're interested in how Anambra played out, the last election in Anambra, how that played out, or Dr. Mo played out, I think it's best you talk to people that contested. I cannot answer for them. Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir. The reason why I asked is because you said the top. You want the top to protect your vote. That was why I threw that question to you. And
Okay.
for being here when the space started, I was here.
I actually
Okay.
joined about 2 minutes after 7 p.m. because I
Okay.
really want to hear you talk.
Fantastic.
Like seriously, your video that you posted, I could not even watch that video. I was waiting for a day like this where you will come and tell us why you did what you did. Because
Yeah.
like seriously, I knew the sacrifices.
Hmm.
Personally, I knew what I went through
Hmm.
voting for you during the
Hmm.
governorship election in Lagos. And I
Yeah.
did all that because of His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi. I never
Okay.
knew you. I was even surprised when I got to know that you and your wife protested against GMO in 2017, thereabout, if I'm not mistaken. I was
Mm-hmm.
surprised, which means you have been in the scene, but not known to some of us until
Yeah.
His Excellency came along. And it was
Yeah. I'm sorry. I
perfume
lost you
oil,
for a little bit.
perfume oil to rub
Oh
Mm,
no. Hello?
mm.
me
Fully
for
low.
you. I washed my face. I did 6 good times. I even had to threaten the INEC people that if they don't let me vote here for my
S-
governor, in fact, the word will hear.
So God's
After I
will.
told them that word, that finally
God's will.
sorry, but finally the
You
beat has
there?
got my face.
God's
Yes, I'm
will.
here. Can you?
Yeah. So don't get me
No,
wrong. I didn't
I'm
mean
here,
no, no,
to.
please.
no. Please let her talk.
I didn't mean
Please,
to.
please, please. I beg
No,
you, Jimmy.
sorry.
Let her
No,
talk,
no,
please.
no,
Please.
no.
Sorry,
So
Jimmy.
one
Jimmy,
minute,
let me
guys.
Jimmy,
1 minute.
Jimmy,
Hold
please, let me
on.
just pour my heart, okay?
Hold on.
Let me
No
pour my
one is
heart.
stopping
You
you
don't
from
you don't have
pouring.
an idea.
God will.
You don't have an
God's will.
idea.
God's will.
Everybody knew how everybody knew how
God's
Lagos people
will.
Jimmy,
God's
Jimmy,
talk.
allow
will.
Jimmy,
Listen.
allow
But
her.
yet we did what we did because
No,
of His
guys,
Excellency.
please hold on. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna stop you from pouring out your mind or your heart. What I'm trying to let you know is you keep breaking. I
Okay.
missed a lot of things you were trying to say,
That's good.
and so did he. I want to call your attention to that so you can go back a couple of seconds and repeat every single thing. I would never stop you from pouring on your hat. I just want you to know that many of the things you think you're saying, he didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. And a lot of people listening did not hear it. So if you want to go back a couple of seconds, go back and let people understand what you're saying. That's my point. I won't stop you from speaking. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Please, am I being heard now?
Yeah,
Crystal
I can
now.
hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. What I was saying is I knew what I went through. Voting for you at the governorship elections. I am usually not a person that come on spaces to talk about sacrifices. Even like I host spaces. I don't even talk about what I do. But to see that you are leaving after every of the sacrifices personally that I have made, it's so heartbreaking. I couldn't even watch the video you posted because after reading what you wrote, I couldn't even watch the video. And I was, like I said, I was waiting for a day like this where you will come and tell us why you did realize, according to what you said,
Here we
that
go
you
again.
even joined the coalition before His Excellency did. And now he left, and you are still there. And I'm telling you now that the reason why I did what I did for you in 2023 is because of His Excellency. And if you are no longer with him, you're going to be with some other persons. I can't do one quarter what I did last time, let alone doing everything. But it's really nice knowing you and also hearing that you're saying you are still an obedient. So thank you very much. I yield.
Okay. I first of all, I want to say I thank you so much for the sacrifice. In your voice, I can hear the passion. I am absolutely grateful. After the elections, everybody that I knew of that my team could let me know were hurt or were, I made sure I visited them, took care of hospital bills. But I know that there are so many people that went through so much that I could not do anything for. And we hosted Obidients. I'm not sure if any of you remember. a year anniversary. I think it was in 2024. Even His Excellency Peter Obi came to the event that we had in Lagos to just appreciate and say thank you for the passion and everything that people did. I want to say something. I know that a lot of people don't really care about local politics. A lot of people don't really care about Lagos in terms of, okay, the politics of it. A lot of people don't really care about their local government chairman. A lot of people don't care about their councillor. Most people are always just excited about the president. And unfortunately, the president can only do so much to make your life better. The president cannot come down and develop Lagos for you or your local government, Ikeja. So I get where you're coming from. But what I want to say is that I'm not leaving you. I'm not going to APC. You did not hear that Gbadebo Rival has gone to APC. I went into a coalition with Peter Obi's blessings saying, go, I am coming to join you. I did not leave Labour Party and go to APC or go to a funny party where conversations and plans were not had. I keep repeating this. So I understand your pain, I understand your frustration, but I want to assure you that we're together. I know you might not like the way this arrangement is, but politics, this is what it is. There was a point where Peter Obi was Atiku's vice president. There was a point where he was, and we're best partners, everything. The 4 years after that, Peter Obi ran against Atiku in 2023. That's the dynamic of politics. There are all these mismatches, movements, all of that. I remember when Alhaji Atiku Abubakar said that Peter Obi is a greenhorn and should not be something, I don't remember the exact words. And I responded to him and I said, well, maybe what a greenhorn is what we need today, because I don't think that is right that after a Fulani man, Muslim, Buhari, we do not consider the balance that we need in this country and we just bring another Fulani man, Muslim. I don't think it's right. Contrary to what you believe, if Goodluck Jonathan comes out tomorrow, he's not your enemy. If Kwankwaso comes out tomorrow, they are not your Saraki, they are not your enemy. The enemy is Tinubu Bola Ahmed Tinubu because he has ruined this country. And I hope, because election period is a very short one, I genuinely hope that we understand what we are doing, have the right perspective. Because if you want to do top to bottom, how many people did top to bottom over Nigeria that has joined the APC? Think about it. How many of them? Because we're all opportunists. There's no character, there's no conviction. They just move where they see. Like what's the work that they've done to be able to secure? And this thing that you're saying, everything, the amount of investment that I've made to be able to build all of this is all driven by the fact that I want my people to come out and have a better experience. And I don't want a wasted experience. I want us to form government. When a person has gone somewhere and the roots have gotten deep because of investments, work, planning with all different types of people to build a broad coalition to be able to win, it's harder to uproot. So when you judge me, please consider some of these things. Again, like I said, we're together. In a month's time, we'll look at this again and see how it is.
All right, thank you. Real quick,
Sorry,
guys.
Jimmy, can I just say something and go down to the listener sections, please?
Yeah. If you want to make it brief, we need to move on with the hands. But before you do, real quick, Mag and Prince, I want to call your attention to something that I've observed. I noticed some people have been requesting for the mic for the past 1 hour, and people with verified accounts automatically goes on top. And that's the reason why you see them on top and you pull them up. So please put into consideration when you bring people up, consider the people without the verification, because many of them have been requesting for the mic for a very long time. So we're not going to use verification to discredit their request, please. So if you do want verified account, let's consider people that don't have verified account as well. So,
When I
all of
gonna,
them. I'm seeing all of
okay,
them.
so Prince, are you
okay,
using an
go
iPhone?
ahead.
Yeah, I'm seeing all of them. I'm seeing all of them. 30 people requesting at the moment.
Oh, you're using an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mag, you like I go drop you. This is an iPhone space. We don't need Android here. We don't need Android. All right. Anyway, God's will, do that real quick so we move on with the hands. Thanks.
All right, all right. Thank you very much. Mr. Rose Bible, I'm not judging you, okay? The problem for me is you moving in without His Excellency at first and you staying without Him. That's just it for me. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna like, no, let me just say that says a lot. Okay? But it's okay. It's okay. You did your thing and you were okay with what you're doing. But like seriously, a lot of us are hurt. The listener sections. Thank you.
Hey, Jimmy, real quick, I got a message. Somebody sent me um, a question, like a question, but a statement at the same time. For Jarvis. Jarvis, okay, here is it. This question said, wouldn't it be easier to move your structure with to your people and have them go together than to leave your people and stick to your structure? Which one do you prefer? Hmm.
Okay, so thanks for that, Mag. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm trying as much as possible to accommodate every single person. I can see some nasty comments in the comment. The question. That way we can cover more people that are willing to request for the mic, because to be honest, we can only try. I don't think we can satisfy everyone. So those that won't be able to grab the mic, you can ask your questions in the comment section or send message directly to Mag. He's going to mention your name, ask the questions, and he's going to reply. If it's something that's been answered before, I don't think it's worth repeating, to avoid repetition. So let's do that, and that way we can cover as many questions as possible. Prince, if you want to focus on bringing people up, and after the list I just called, maybe you guys will have to call new names. That way we can keep it rolling. God's will, thanks. That was beautiful. The next person is meant to be, so the next list of people that will speak, Village Malam,
Yep.
Chris, Icon, Kweku. So Chidility is still here. Okay, so Chidility is going before Kweku. Chinonso dropped. So Chinonso's slot will be replaced with Otumba. Chinonso's slot will be replaced with Otumba. So again, we're doing Village Malam, Chris,
Oh,
Icon,
yeah.
Kweku, Chidility, Otumba, and Ayodele in that order. After that, we can take a new set of speakers.
Yeah, Jimmy, before Village Malam, can Jarvis please answer a question, if you don't
What
mind?
question? Did someone ask any question?
Whatever. Yeah, the one
Oh,
someone
yeah,
asked.
the one
They
you read
said,
out. Sorry, my bad.
yes, yes.
Yeah, sorry. I totally
Okay,
forgot. Yeah, go ahead.
okay. So I want to say something, right? You guys, again, I understand that a lot of people on here, the main concern they have is the presidential election. I get that. I completely understand. My main concern is Governor of Lagos. That's my main concern. I did not have a say in all the meetings that they had at the top level. I was not part of it. I've done my assignment dutifully as I was given in Lagos State. I don't see myself choosing my people or my structure. Because as at 48 hours before that, and I saw it on TV, we were all my people and my structure together. Now, the way I see it, we have over 20 million people registered in Lagos. What I owe to anybody that wants good governance in Lagos State is to campaign with my policies. I don't want you to just follow me. Get to know me. Get to know what I stand for. This is not Big Brother Niger or a premiership match. What is going to happen in your state should be important to you. The character of a candidate should be important to you. Like, will this guy steal money? Can this guy be bought over by APC? Can this guy withstand the pressure to stand on his own? These are things that matter. And I think it should matter to you as well. I'm very sorry that, if I was at the top level and I had a say, maybe things might have been different. Maybe I would have gone to prostrate for everybody and beg them to figure something out. I don't know how far they went at the top. That's not part of the conversation. For me, it's above my pay grade, it's above my level. I did my own duties as I was given perfectly. There's so many. You guys, NDC has not even started this program. You guys think, anyway, let me not even go there. The ADC, with all the situations, there are states that they are not holding, they are not standing because people are fighting. I did everything, and we have good people in there that want to win, and we manage ourselves. So I do not see this thing. If I went to APC, I'll understand your question. If I'm in APC now and I'm still trying to get obedient votes, I will understand your question. All of us went in together now. This was the agreement. This was the plan. So I don't see myself choosing. I will continue to campaign to you guys, continue to show everything that I've done in the last 3 years, continue to show how we've stood together, continue to show how I've cared, continue to show how I've been consistent, how I'm reliable, how I'm trustworthy. And I'll continue to do that. I'm not campaigning against anybody. I'm campaigning about Lagos. I'm campaigning about Lagos. I think before Peter Obi ran for vice president, his focus was on Anambra, and he will campaign based on Anambra. That was his focus. This is my own focus now, right? So I'll ask that you please judge me on what I've done in Lagos or what I intend to do, what my plans are. And, and hopefully by the end of this month, when you see how things play out, we'll have a different type of conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Let me say this real quick. I understand where you're going to, but is there something you're trying to tell us about NDC and court cases or problems that might arise? Because you mentioning it has not even started yet. NDC will go to, or this might happen. Is there something underneath that
Like I said,
you
there's
know
a
that we
lot.
don't?
There's a lot I am not going to say on this call. I'll rather you guys see it yourself and see how things play out. Because again, I also have to be reasonable and understand that this is the first time you guys are entrenched or looking at a party primary process. You guys usually tend to tune in. I'm not saying all of you, but I think majority of you tune in when a candidate has emerged. This is the first time you are seeing the process and you're invested in the process by way the candidate emerges. But this is one thing that happens all the time. It's filled with drama, it's filled with intrigues. There are people that are going to come out that you don't even know right now. You think, you guys, most people on this call think that everything is just set. But the game it has not even started. The game has not started. We are talking about, okay, what team are we going to run on? And then who is going to buy this ticket? The game has not started. People have not come to the field. And I know that you might think that everything is set. That's why I say, please just be a little patient and just watch and see. And then let's have a conversation when all the dust settles and we say, okay, oh, this is the case, and we take it from there.
Yeah, but we have less than what 24 hours or 48 hours for all the names to be looked in with INEC. Is that not true? So I mean, very soon in the next couple of days we will know. So what else has not been taken care of that we don't know of? I'm trying to understand the angle you're coming from, if I may ask. In the next
I
48
think,
hours,
I
all
think,
things
I
will
think,
be lost.
I think, Mr. Mark, His Excellency have said probably let's just wait till this next month is talking about. That's my opinion.
I get that, but I just want to understand where it's coming from. You say it has not started, but INEC's deadline is 48 hours from now.
Okay. I
I don't
understand that.
know.
I understand where you're coming from. I think it's not even about INEC's deadline. Parties' deadlines have already passed, right? Every party has its own deadline, submit its register. And then if you are not on that register, you cannot contest on that party. All that is basic. All that is basic. Yes. The field has been lawn, has been mowed. Okay, now the game is about to start. So I need you guys to just relax and watch the game. Right? Watch the game. There was a time in PDP in 2019, well, not 2019, 2023 even. Wike decided that he was going to have his primaries in Port Harcourt. And he believed that because it was home turf and he had complete control of the PDP at that time, that everything was going to work out and everything was set. And truly, everything was set. And then Tambuwa happened, right? So nobody saw that play coming. Now, what I'm saying to you is that there would have been people that have started getting angry about choosing sides. All the dust settles, then we can have real conversations that touch the heart of your concerns. You understand? And then you can say, okay, guy, if you don't do this, we'll do this. Or I say, okay, guy, I will do this, you can do this. That's what politics is about. If the people of APC did not have the Moazus of the world that they partnered with, and they would never have been able to remove Jonathan. Politics is not just this straight jacket thing. You can't win that way. So you'll be surprised of how many other coalitions are going to happen even after all these things that you're talking about. And what I promise you is that by the end of 2027, we will be closer than we were when we're in 2023. Just watch.
All right. Let's take your words for it. Village Malam, go ahead. Let me know how the mic. Go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, His Excellency, GRV. So I'll just ask my question based on the topic of the space that said the future of opposition politics. Yeah, so from what you have said so far and from what you experienced in 2023, you shared your insight on how some people, how you pay their hospital bills for some people that were wounded and the rest of them, and that cut across different states in Nigeria. So on the opposition, the question is this. There is this speculation that there is need for international community, US and other world leaders to be aware of what is happening in opposition in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the opposition leaders did a test some time ago that Tinubu should allow opposition to thrive in Nigeria. And to even make it further, the upcoming election in 2027, in order not to repeat the same way, where after the presidential election, people were going around the Lagos say, do not come out if you are Yachiku than the rest of them. And then, to solve this solution, there was speculation of a lobbying firm in the US that $1.2 million was paid to. And then the lobbying firm in their tweet said they are inviting Atiku Abubakar to the congressmen, that they have invited him to the US to speak, to let the whole world know what the opposition are passing through in Nigeria. And then this same lobbying firm saw that a Peter Obi went to US consul to talk about how election in 2027 should be transparent. And this firm, in their tweets, were attacking Peter Obi, calling him an imitation. Dele Momodu was also calling Peter Obi an imitation. I want to ask you, what is your perception? What is your opinion about this whole thing with respect to 2027 with the opposition and the US and even those that are even making efforts, calling them that they are imitation and they're not meant to do that?
Thank you so much for that question. First, I want to clarify something. I never said that I was paying hospital bills all across Nigeria. I don't have that capacity. I only did the little that I could in Lagos. I just want to correct that impression. Now, to your question, I think that every time that anybody that is against APC is criticizing themselves, then I don't want to insult. I want to try and use. It's a very high level of stupidity. It's a very high level of stupidity because it's like two young people are in a room. They have been kidnapped. And instead of them to figure out how to get out of that room, they keep fighting. The person that has the key to the door, obviously he can't sleep. Why? Because instead of you to figure out how to get out of that door, both of you are just fighting yourselves. Every time I see people say things about Obidients, Atiku group, Obidients say stuff about Atiku group, I ask myself, like, is Nigeria not hard enough? Am I living in a different country from these people? Like, okay, if Atiku has gone to America to tell politicians, tell them that they should have free and fair elections, and Peter Obi has gone to talk about free, does it not benefit all of us? It benefits all of us. Ideally, both of them, everybody that is in opposition should be together and go to America the way APC did. And that was why they were able to win. Imagine if back then they scattered, Amici went somewhere, Kwankwaso went somewhere, Buhari went somewhere. Would they have ever won Goodluck Jonathan? No. Buhari ran how many times with his 12 million votes that he got every time? Did he ever win an election? No. You only win when you come together. And this idea of, I just imagine how the APC are just laughing at us. Just laughing at us. And it's very sad. It really is very sad because when you pull yourself out of it, you're thinking, like, I really wish we mature in understanding how, because I would not be surprised that there are even APC people that are treating these things as Obidients, making it seem as if they are articulate, and Obidients treating things seemingly as Obidients, so that we fight. The more we knock our head together, the more we cannot focus on them. And I've seen it so much in the past couple of days, where you have these bots that are behaving like one, scratching the side of the other. And it also happens in Lagos State, when they are knocking the head of people based on different tribes, so that we cannot focus on the stealing and the looting that they are doing and their inefficiency at governance. So I understand your frustration. But I think that if it's possible, you see, the thing also with Obidients is their power is their freedom, is the ability to just move, right? And I guess that's what Alhaji Tanko tried to achieve, Tanko Unisign, trying to create a structure so that we can go from potential energy to kinetic energy that is directed. Because if it's possible, we need to tone down all this divisiveness. We need to tone it down because you don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of months. You don't know. And then you find yourself having to work with people that you've been insulting. or not. The point is, we all have to agree on one thing. It is near impossible for anybody that runs as a group by themselves or a three-horse race to win an election against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is near impossible. God can do anything. But the only reason why people even did a coalition itself, because people ran by themselves independently. 6.9 million votes, 6.1 million votes, 8 million votes. People ran independently. And at that time, this might not have access to half of the money that he has. And then if you want to say that money does not matter, look at the Anambra elections. Look at the Anambra elections. Look at what Soludo did with his structure and with money. So it matters. So I'm saying that let us, if it is possible, and I say this because I'm sure there are PDP articulates people on this call as well. We need to tone it down. Fighting ourselves is dumb. When two brothers fight, is their enemy or the outsider that inherits their land. We need to tone all of that down. We have a common enemy. That is the maladministration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are brothers in arms. Whether someone is in this party or that party, as long as we are trying to get this man out, we are brothers in arms. The enemy, what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That is wisdom. And that's the way you win in politics. Coalitions, alliances. You think all the time that PDP did not win in Lagos State, you think APC did not have people they were working with in the PDP? They did. They did. They have. So we need to mature in this thing that we are in because we are so invested emotionally in it that we cannot continue behaving the same way we were in 2023. We must You are in politics to form government. If you are in politics and you are not forming government, you are failing. No matter what excuse you want to bring, no matter the excuse. By 2027, if you want to make an excuse, oh, they rigged us, so they did this, then you really have no business being politics, as far as I'm concerned. We have to learn from our mistakes, come together. Okay, what do we need to do to win? Nobody should be in politics just with marking register every 4 years. Every 4 years, the life is going. I started politics, I was not 35, I was 34. I'm 43, I'm going with 44. You lose again, wait for another 4 years. And then be working like Jackie because you have to look at the way His Excellency Peter Obi has been traveling all over this country for the last 4 years since election. You think, God forbid, things don't pan out or Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins, he's going to do all of that again for another 4 years? So please, I need us to tone things down. This is not Big Brother Nigeria. It's not Premiership where Chelsea fan can insult Man U fan. All of us are suffering the same suffering in this country. Please, I beg you. Let us face that all that energy we are using ourselves, we should be using it on APC. Please, all the insults and all the disrespect that people are doing to each other on Twitter, I'm sorry, but it's not going to make a difference in any primary. So we are better off creating a system by which, however things emerge, we are able to focus and remove this man from office. That's all I can advise. And I hope what I've said, the things that make sense to you, please take it. The things that I think are rubbish, please throw it away. But there are some seeds of wisdom in that, and I hope that you get it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mark, you are still a co-host, so please you can take it up from the mark.
Yeah, I wanna say something to Jimmy based on what he just said. In as much as I really it really didn't sit down well with me. Let me put it this way. We're not fighting. We're not fighting you, and we're not here to fight you. And you are one of us. We're trying to understand the decision that is before us right now, based on what you choose to do. Nobody has insulted you. Last I checked here, nobody said anything wrong with you. But we are brothers and sisters here. We want to know why we have to accept the decision you made knowing fully well that we all came together for one common cause and we bear the same name in battle. So if you choose to go out of it, why do we have to? Why do we have to accept it? That's what we are pleading to understand. And not you saying we're fighting or we're cleaning up. No, we're focused on why GRV is moving away from PO. When we came with PO to you and with you, all the supply. That is all they're asking for, and nothing more, nothing less. You know,
Okay.
and you're
Yeah.
doing well to explain yourself, but you making such a
Okay.
statement now,
No,
um,
I think,
to me
I'm
personally,
sorry.
I
I
don't
think you
think.
misheard me. I'm sorry. I think you misheard me. So I want to clarify something. The lady asked about criticism that was given to His Excellency Peter Obi, calling him a copycat because apparently an agency invited Atiku and Atiku went talk about good governance and electioneering, blah, blah, blah. And what I was talking about was all the back and forth between Obedience and Articulates or ADC people and NDC people online. I did not say anybody is fighting me. I've received nothing but love and care on this call. Nobody is fighting me, and I'm not fighting anybody. Right? So I think you might have misheard me, or maybe the network broke. All I was saying was that the enemy of our enemy is our friend. All the back and forth that we are doing is only empowering the APC. After all these primaries, after all these issues are laid to rest, the person we are going to face is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And it is important that we are united and face that. This toxic situation that we are creating, right? Because again, I promise you, this thing is no politician is stupid. Nobody wants to go into an election and just lose. We have done the calculations. We know the realities. So there are still going to be many things that are going to happen between now and the election. So let us not be going back and forth. Oh, ADC is bad. Oh, NDC is bad. When both of them came from the same root family, we want a coalition, we want to produce government. That's what I said. I did not say anybody is fighting me. I appreciate all the love. People at this time have sat down here to listen, and that means that they want to hear. That means they're open to hear what I have to say. A lot of people would have written me off and not even tune in. So I'm very, very grateful. So that is nothing to do with anything I said. I hope you understand better now.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, I do. I mean, I was off the space for a little bit. Probably that's where I misunderstood it. But the person that spoke was is a man, not a lady. For your correction, please. That's a guy.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Mark, I think you were the moderator. You were the one
Who's
putting
next?
people up.
Yeah, go ahead. Prince. I think Ikanuzo is next or thereabout. So I'll call him in that order, please.
Yes, good evening and good evening, GRV. So I think mine is more of comments, observations, and so I'll just trying to find a balance. And the first thing I want to say is obviously Peter Obi left or has left the ADC, and I think most people that you ask are happy and are completely unapologetic about it because we believe that that is the best thing and it's the best thing for us to do moving forward if we have any chance. I think for a lot of us, some of the ideologies of some of the people in the ADC was just really, really difficult to deal with. The toxicity was just overwhelming. It was a lot, and it was just difficult to navigate within that. Now, when it comes to you, the same way we think Peter Obi was doing the best thing for him, I think it is important that we also respect that you are trying to do the best thing for you. Something my dad always says to me is politics is local. So what might work at the national level will not necessarily work on the local level. And
God
so
bless you.
if
Thank you so much.
and so if you believe that ADC is the best place for you, then amen, right? And I think how this works is something again that my dad says to me is that you're going to have to deal with the benefits and the consequences of whatever action that you take, right? For me, it does not change anything. It's fantastic that we have two brilliant what is it called? Two brilliant men going for it, or two brilliant candidates. My apologies. And I think if you ask me, I think that this has even made it harder, because it would have been better if it was like the other candidate was just absolutely rubbish, and then it was just like like it was just APC, and so it would have been a very easy decision. But I think you're going to find that more and more people are even going to get more upset, not because of anything else, but because this is going to be a very, very hard decision. So I do hope, and I truly am wishing you all the best, that this is the best decision for you. But I just wanted he's trying to do what he thinks is best, and I think and this is working behind the scenes and knowing things that are happening behind the scenes, not with his campaign. I don't know anything about that, but having worked with a lot of people in the Obidient movement, is that it is very difficult. It is very difficult. There's lots of moving parts all at once. Uncle Mark will tell you, I quit every week. I am currently resigned, right? It does not mean that I don't love and think that Peter Obi is still the best candidate, but it does get very difficult. And like he has said several times here, this decision, everybody was not carried along. And I think it is within Peter Obi's right to make that decision based off of what he has been through, right? So what you are seeing is everybody scrambling and trying to figure it out, right? So we might not like that decision, but I always think it's best to go back and look at this person's antecedents and go, what has he been like? Why were we drawn to him? We were not. There are a lot of candidates that we were not drawn to, or that we did not agree with, or that we just felt like we're riding on Peter Obi's cocktails. But I think part of the reason why he blew up, why all of these things has happened, is because we did see things in him that we could relate to, and we felt that he would make the best decision. Now, whether this decision is going to work out for him or not, I don't know, right? But all I'm just saying is, let's try to, like you see the way we've all extended grace to Dati. We're not happy with what he said, how he said it, but we've been like, you know what, Dati worked with us. They did a good job. He's upset. We'll keep it moving. I will forever stay grateful to him. So I think we should try to also do that here. Again, GRV will have to deal with the dynamics and different agents at play. So I think those are like the big things I wanted to say. Jerry, I think obviously you're in ADC. You cannot control what people say. Some of us, if this was a Amechi race versus PO, we would feel very different. But Atiku in it, and just what we had to deal with the Atiku boys last time, is just going to be hard. So I think this is one of those things where a lot of us are going to have to agree to disagree with you in terms of like how we're going to have to handle those people, and it's okay. It's politics.
Yeah.
I always tell people, be unapologetic about fighting for your life. This is your life. It is not politics, right? Like, yes, there's politics in it, but there are actually people's real lives that are involved, and there are consequences. So many people that started last cycle with us are not going to be here, and it's because of it's not, like you said, it's not a Manchester versus Arsenal game. So I just wanted to say good luck, and I wish you all the best as you continue on this journey.
Thank you so much. Jimmy, or who is in charge? Can I say some things to what she said? Because I think she
Yes, His
brought up
Excellency,
some
you can
very
go ahead,
good
sir.
points. Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead, sir.
Now, I'm very grateful for her for bringing up the point that politics is local. Now, if I was contesting in Enugu or in Anambra or in Bayelsa even, it will be very, very different. I think that if people take time to remember what happened in 2023 in Lagos, fully think about it, then ask yourself, the next question you should ask yourself is, you might be able to understand things a bit better. Or you might not even understand things a bit better. You might be able to see it from a different light. Now, let me give you a very realistic example. There's a gentleman in Ajeromi Feludu. His nickname is Omobaka. He's contesting Ajeromi Feludu. And he called me and said, JRV, I think I need to move. I need to go to NDC. I said, yeah, sure. Have you thought about it? Have you prayed about it? Have you consulted? Have you done your calculations? He said, yes, ultimately. And why? Ajeromi Feludu is made up of, the population of Ajeromi Feludu is mainly dominated by non-indigents. And that's a completely different dynamic from a Shomolu, one Ikorodu, one Ekpe. And these are very real considerations because, what's happening at a national level is very different from what's happening on ground. When we're beating people and doing all of that, it's people on ground that have to do that, face that. Now, if you're an Ibejuleki and you're able to do work in convincing indigents of Ibejuleki to come and be in your party, then it's very unlikely that the indigents of Ibejuleki will come out and say, no, Omoibo wants to take over Ibejuleki. And it's about building a broad coalition where more people will turn out and vote for your candidate. So politics is local. There are peculiarities to every local government, even down to wards. And what she said is very, very valuable. Now, what I promise you is I'm going to campaign my heart out and pray that you don't forget everything I've done in the past couple of years, but I'll campaign my heart out. And I'm not someone that runs away from competition. I will campaign. When I left PDP back then, again, I say it, I did not leave PDP coming into Labour Party to an obedience movement. There was no obedient movement when I came into Labour Party. I came in to campaign and prove myself. And I would do that again. And I would reach out and campaign and hopefully, you believe in me. And maybe you'll see some value and some good and things that you feel your governor should embody. But this is just the beginning of this conversation. It's the first page of a big, thick book. And we'll see how everything will play out. And thank you for your encouragement and your kind words. Thank you.
Okay, GRV, someone sent me another question. This says, are you ready to face Tinubu and his cohorts head on? Will you be ready to withstand everything that is going to throw at you come 2027?
Thank you. These are the kind of questions that in an ideal world, all of us will be sitting down to plan and answer together because after everything is said and done, anybody that's running for president is going to have to face that. Anybody that's running for governor is going to have to face that. And that is what really matters because I don't think, you know that I've said this before. I've spent the last 3 years of my life preparing to win an election. And you will not, I don't think anybody on this call can truly understand the depth, the roots of what has been built. I don't think people will fully understand. And unfortunately, unlike 2023, I'm not going to come on Twitter Space and be talking about all my plans because even people in my team then were leaking plans to the APC. So I have to be more careful this time. But in short answer to your thing is, I am ready. I have invested so much because the truth of the matter is, if you start putting money down after you've gotten a ticket, then you are going to get the bottom of the barrel picks. You have to carry structure along and build trust among them and build organization among them a year, 2 years to the election. And again, there was a plan. This plan was communicated. So I'm not going to leave it at that. I think that I truly feel that at the end of all of this, it'll be very interesting. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's my answer.
Thank you. Please, who's next? Please, let's continue with the speakers.
Okay, I think it's Mr.
Someone said I was hogging the mic.
Ayo
I'm
Dele.
sorry if I did hug the mic. I was only engaging, but my apology if I did hug the mic. Go ahead, Mr. Ayo, you're next.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, GRV, for your
Sorry,
heartfelt.
sorry, Ayodele, my bad. Sorry, I've been away. I just my bad. I just came back to the desk to check what's going on. So real quick, before you go ahead, I'm guessing Malam has spoken. Malam has spoken. Has Chris spoken?
Not yet. Chris has not
Yeah,
spoken yet.
so yeah, I mean, I saw Ayodele. Ayodele, is actually meant to go after. So the list I gave before I gave was Malam, Village Malam, Chris, Icon, Kweku, Chidility, Otumba, and Ayodele. So I just came back now and I noticed Ayodele is the one speaking. So I don't think that's the proper arrangement. Sorry, Ayodele, nothing against you. I just want to make sure that the people I here don't feel left out or ignored. So if we can do that, that would be nice. It would be fair on people that have called their names before Ayodele. Ayodele, don't worry. I'll make it get to you. Thanks for your patience, by the way. He's been waiting here patiently, but people came before you, and I think it's only fair to respect that. So Mag, I'm gonna send the co-host back to you so we can have one more slot to bring people. Or if you're busy, let me know. I'll pull someone else up. So has
No,
Chris
go ahead.
spoken?
Go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Has Chris spoken?
No,
Not
so
yet.
Chris is
Not
going to
yet,
go
Ziggy.
next now. Rather than I did it,
Right.
Chris will go next. Because
All right. So
Icon did.
okay, cool. So after Chris, okay, Icon has already spoken. Did Kweku speak before he left? He dropped. He
No,
didn't, right? Okay, all right.
No.
So anyway, if he's still on the space, if he requests for the mic, he can go again. So Kweku is out for now, but when he requests for the mic, please put that into consideration. I'm guessing network dropped him. Folusho is meant to go after Chris, but he dropped as well. So I put in Chidility. Is Chidility still here? So we do Chris, Chidility, Otumba, then Ayodele in that order. After that, you guys are free to take the next set of people that will be speaking. I can see the request is blowing up. Honestly, thanks guys for being part of this. We're having an engagement with GRV. We're still gonna do this again because most of the questions are being postponed till the end of the month. I don't know what's special about that, but yeah, we're looking forward to the second segment of this interaction with GRV by the end of the month. It says in the next 2-3 weeks. I mean, 2 days, couple of hours is a long time in politics. But I'm still looking forward to the magic that is going to happen. Nonetheless, we're here for an engagement, and the
Rapture,
purpose.
political rapture. Jimmy,
What did
political
you say?
rapture is coming. Political rapture. End of the
It's
month.
coming. It's coming, or is already here.
Sorry, I don't know. But
All right. So
I don't know. Political rapture. You didn't hear it from me.
anyway, so thank you to everyone again. I see a lot of people joining the space. Thanks. It's just a civil conversation with JRV. The things I heard about him staying back in what was it called, ADC, was actually what prompted this space, and we're here to have that conversation. And so far so good. We've kept it civil. I thank every single one of you guys for making sure that happens. So thanks. Let's keep up with the conversation. But in the comment section, I mean, there is no how we'll have crazy people, on the platform. Magnum, come on. I see all the nonsense you're writing. Can we just cut it out, please? I beg of you, cut it out. All right. You don't need the name calling. You don't need it. You can disagree with him politically, but the personal attack. Absolutely not necessary. Anyway, let's keep up with the conversation. Again, guys, thanks for joining. We'll keep up with this engagement. Chris is meant to go next. And after Chris, we should have we'll start again. So Chris, Chidility, Otumba, Ayodele. And after Ayodele, Mag and Prince, you guys can take a new cue. I see Unique is here, Amy is here, Gun Ablaze is here, Kennedy. And by the way, Mag, hope you've not forgotten, we're still taking questions from the comment section or whoever sends you message directly. We can use that as well. And most importantly, the algorithm is designed to place people with verified accounts under the request button, to place them above. So please, let's put into consideration people without verified accounts. So if we pick one verified, let's remember the people under there. They're not verified, but they have important things to say. I have questions to ask as well. So let's consider that into this engagement. That way, we include in every single person. Other than that, we're good to go. Let's keep it going with the conversation. Chris, welcome. Jump in.
Yeah, Jimmy, I was going to say, let the gentleman just finish since he started. I'm going to go after him. How about that? Does it sound
Beautiful.
good?
Fair enough. I was actually going to suggest that, but thanks for your gentlemannerism and your insight.
For
Thanks
sure.
for that. That was beautiful. Oh yeah, Ayodele, you have the mic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Good evening, everybody, again. I wanted to first thank GRV for this very, very important and perhaps difficult engagement. Um, I just like to first help paint a picture because I know that GRV has been talking about the work that has gone into building structures and where, I missed a lot of things that I would have loved to say. It's 10 p.m. already, but I just like to zero in on what that really means and perhaps can understand or even empathize with how difficult the decision was, to be reached. Now, firstly, I think if I remember correctly, GRV moved into the ADC in early 2025 after a conversation was reached. GRV alone had moved into the ADC. And I recall having a meeting with him at the time asking that you have moved into the ADC and your principal hasn't moved. Is that a wise decision to make? And are you sure that His Excellency was going to join you on this journey? He kept faith that yes, he has the instructions and the direction from his principal to make this very important decision. And for the next 8 months, all through 2025, GRV did the hard work of engaging from community to community and trying to build this structure on behalf of not just himself, but with the understanding that his principal was going to contest elections and the principal would rely on these structures to run elections and to defend the votes and to sort of paper off some of the shortcomings of 2023. And he spent his resources. Some of us tried to provide the support that we could at the times that we could do that. But I know for a certain that he spent his resources, his sweat equity, to build this structure over the next 8 months. But it got more interesting when we turned into 2026, because then the real party work began. Because every other person, since His Excellency Peter Obi joined in December 31st, a whole lot other groups joined by January. And then the real politicking started because there were various interests trying to control the ADC at a state level. But what did GRV do? He ensured that of the 250 ward chairmen, and if I remember the figure correctly, he fought tooth and nail to ensure that over 80% of the ward chairmen and predominantly about 75% of the local government chairperson had to be obedient or sympathetic to the obedient movement. And the reason was simple, that should the election at the primaries go to a direct primaries, he will deliver Lagos for His Excellency Peter Obi. That was the understanding. And I can guarantee you, for some of the people who are on this call who perhaps emerged as a local government chairperson anywhere in Lagos, or as secretary or as ward chairman anywhere, they will attest to the fact that it was a bullfight. It wasn't easy to get people in the position because there was a lot of horse trading, a lot of interest. In fact, there were people, or there are even still people, who are just there to scuttle and ensure that the ADC do not get its acts together. But he prevailed and ensured that the structure that were in place were championed by Obidients to a very large degree. So, till the elections get into primary, GRV was number one to deliver Lagos for on the table. There were handshakes across, and there were trade-offs to make sure that if you got this, we will trust you to deliver this for us. And those were the several handshakes that went back and forth for those structures to emerge at the state level. So, I hope that we can see there's no way that words can express the amount of work and sleepless nights that went into ensuring that a structure that will deliver for PO in a primary election would have emerged.
Right.
Um,
Ayo, sorry to
it-
cut
it-
in. Can you be more precise with the question so we can move it on, please?
So I guess mine is not so much of a
Of a
question as
question.
it
Okay.
is
Okay.
just to conclude very quickly and to paint that picture, because I realized that once he's saying he's papering over the surface talking about structure, and many people might not realize the amount of sweat equity and resources that has gone into doing that. And to just perhaps people can understand why this is such a heavy decision to arrive at, to simply just walk away. And just to conclude, really and truly, by saying, I don't think that he left the movement. I think he stayed true. I think he did the work necessary to protect the movement in Lagos. I worked with the team that produced the documentary right after the elections that went round the state. And I saw firsthand how he provided support for victims. His own sister had 8 stitches on her head after his declaration in Alimosho sometime last year. So he's putting the hard work. And I just hope that somewhere in our hearts and our minds, we can recognize that, this was a decision, not really that he woke up and wanted to leave, but that events just played
I know.
out
Let me come
as
in
it
here.
is.
Let me come in here
Thank
real
you.
quick. Sorry, I had to interject you. All right? I can tell you're part of GRV's team and you're trying to plead the case. The point is, we don't want to know why he chose not to move with you. I mean, if they don't regard him as part of, so let me say if we don't regard him as part of us, we're not going to be having this. And he knows that. And we appreciate him taking the time to come and speak and explain the situation. You've done a good job, breaking it down further to explain certain things that he could not say. But I think we will continue this conversation. So we're not trying to castigate him, and we're not trying to, not take him serious for his words, but we just want to hear from him. So let's just keep it moving so I can
Yeah, I mean,
ask
Mike, to
the
be
question.
fair, I think he's already been castigated, which was one of the reasons why I had to reach out to him and made it known to him that we need to address this and have a platform for him to actually speak his mind. I had my own reservation, but I saw it. I saw a division within the movement, and I want people to understand that. Look, there might be a reason why he did what he did. Let's hear from him, which was the reason why I reached out to him, and he came graciously to speak his mind. And he has, for the
Yeah,
people just
Jimmy,
joining, he took time to explain that earlier on. And
exactly.
I'm just trying to buttress what Ayodele said regarding what he came here to, do on behalf of Gbadebo. A lot of work had gone into what he did, right? Now, my point is the Obedient are arguing that if you claim to be, a supporter of Peter Obi as an Obedient, you're meant to go to any party he goes to, right? And it's evident,
Jimmy, let me say
people
this.
left
Jimmy,
ADC and joined NDC just for that. And
yeah.
Mark, 1 minute, sorry, 1 minute. So
All
the
right, go
the
ahead,
the
go ahead.
most important part is this. If you remember that very day, I made the statement regarding ADC, the candidates within ADC, which is himself and Dorothy, right? And on Tudo Space, to be precise. And I said it. I said, look, this is my fear. This is my concern that is going to be a very difficult battle between himself and Dorothy, because I don't even know who is, who has stated it that day that, look, what if Dorothy leaves ADC and goes to NDC to just because of PO? And someone came to tell me that he just went back to ADC, so there's no possibility of him leaving. But today, a couple of hours ago, we just read he made a statement to show his resignation letter, and he ported to NDC. So now the question is, because initially, when I spoke on Twitter Space, my point was, you know what, the Obedience might still support him. Some might support him regardless, because we're not doing top to bottom anymore. So they might support him if he has what it takes against his competitors. But right now, it's more of it tilting towards Dorothy, because Dorothy has gone to NDC and PO is in NDC. So it's just going to go there automatically. And, the votes, the vote from the Obedient are definitely going to tilt towards that angle. So a question that someone sent
Jimmy,
to
I
my,
beg to differ. I
yeah,
beg
I
to
know,
differ
I
on
know.
that. I
This is
beg to
just what.
differ.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not arguing with you on that one. This is just based on what I'm seeing in my DM and on the TL. And someone sent me a message that is directed to GRV that, assuming um Dorothy wins in NDC, are you willing to deputize him? That's the question someone asked me. But you might decide to answer that later on. But I want us to
Let
move
me
on with
answer your
the
question now.
conversation.
Let me answer your question now.
Yeah, I don't want it to be about me. Just have it at the
Well,
back of your
we
mind. You
already
can
know
answer
what
it.
the
please,
answer is.
can I answer this
Yeah,
question? Can I answer this
Jeremy,
question?
hang on, please.
Wait
We already know
now,
what
yeah.
the
Hold on
let
to
me
that.
answer is.
answer
Hold on to
now.
the response. Hold on to the response on that question. Hold on to that. I mean, as a matter of fact, I would love if you can let it be like the cherry on the cake towards the end of the,
No,
towards the end of
let
the
me
space.
answer now. Wait, Joe, please, let me answer now.
Jimmy, let him
Oh
answer
Guys,
my
now.
guys,
goodness.
guys, 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 guys. You see, I need to explain something to you. I think a lot of your calculations are just based on 2023. It does not take into consideration anything that's happened between 2023 and now. We are talking online, and this is very good. We are online. The governorship election is 2 or 3 weeks after the presidential election. 48 hours is a long time in politics. Whilst a lot of people on this spaces say they don't know Gbadebo, they only know Gbadebo because of Peter Obi. Gbadebo has no value. It's only because of Peter Obi they voted for him. That's fine. There are people like that. There are people that love Gbadebo's rival. There are people that know what his policies are. There are people that know what he's going to do. There are people that know that if Gbadebo's rival is governor, our lives will be better. There are people that are passionate about Gbadebo's rival. Every time I fly, I get upgraded. I don't know when last I sat in the seat that I was supposed to sit in because of goodwill. And I've done the work for people to know my brand. People know my brand. As much as people are complaining about this now, there are people that are like, wow, this guy is courageous. So this guy can stand for something. And I've not started campaigning. right? You guys are making an assumption based on somebody that's just going to lean on the coattails of His Excellency Peter Obi, and there's a lot of value to that. But please, it will be very, 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 very unwise to reduce to nothing the personal relationships that have been built in the last 3 years. The entire Makoko was demolished. Some people were writing letters, some people were on ground. When Ilason was being demolished and those people were chased out, most of them Obidients, I went there, they fired me tear gas. You think that I was there. I've taken this movement, the plan, the idea to local governments where we lost woefully. We did not win the entire Lagos. But I know where the relationships that we've built are strong in now. They are personal relationships. There are people that I go to and respect me for. This is Gbadebo Vivour. He spoke out for us. He's not been quiet. He's taking action. He's invested money. For the last 3 years, I've had medical health insurance, micro health insurance that's been moving around the entire state, going to mamas that will never vote for Labour Party. But based on that card that they have in their hand, that when they are sick, they activate it, they can call a doctor and go to the pharmacy and pick medicine. With Labour Party, Gbadebo's viral picture on it, they are feeling love. We've worked. 2023 was not just, it's not a video cassette that I just press pause. I did not stop. I did not relent. So when people are saying, oh, okay, like I said, I'm going to campaign my heart out because that's what I do. I do that for local government, Senate. Look at the numbers. People can equate it to anything. I think that something that you guys should also think about, please, when you think about these things, Gbadebo's Vivour is not stupid. Gbadebo's Vivour is not mad. Gbadebo's Vivour appreciates and loves Obidients because he's shown a lot of care. When they reached out for him, he was there in the last 3 years. So what has he built that gives him this audacity? Right? Because I've come on here and I've been extremely, I understand the pain that people feel and the confusion and everything. And I also know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. But I also want you to understand, because now people are pitching me against a potential other candidate. And yeah, I think that when you're making those calculations, also think about that. I hope that by the time when we start campaigning, because it's not just about being online, when we start campaigning and you see the movement and the campaign, I pray that 2 weeks after a presidential election, people will make the best decision for who they feel will make the best governor and who is able to take the strongest. Because you need to make tough decisions. If you want to be governor of Lagos State, you need to make tough decisions. You need to be able to build a broad-based coalition. If not, you're just running to mark
Right.
attendance. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thanks for that. That didn't still answer the question about Dorothy, but as I said, I'll prefer you answer that later on. I have a lot of people requesting. My people say are here. I just saw Bishop request now. I didn't even know he was here. All right. So Kweku is back, but before Kweku goes, Chris has been kind enough to let Ayodele take that question. So let's take Chris, and after Chris, we do Kweku, Chidility, and Otumba in that order, please, guys. Others, I see every single one of your requests. I'm not ignoring it. We have a lot of people requesting, so I'm doing this as fast as I can, and at the same time multitasking. So, Mag and Prince, please, guys, let's keep it moving. Thanks a lot, guys. So, Chris, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. Hello, GRV. Hello, everyone. Yeah. So look, I mean, you are on the hot seat right now,
Mhm.
and I hope that you understand that for us, in the movement, how we behave. It's we want them as they hot, So yeah. So right off the bag, from I think was it Ayodele, that was speaking. I don't think anyone here has said that GRV has left the movement. I want to believe that everyone on this space agrees I'm Lagos born and bred, and if it comes down to it, you have my support 100%, and you're gonna have my vote. And I'm saying this because I mean, if I've worked with you, bled with you, I understand that it's a very, very difficult situation. Uh, but just wanted you to know that you have my support. But very quickly, you said yeah, you're welcome. When you went ahead of Peter Obi into the ADC, you consulted with him, right? And I want to know, was there any consultation, was there any discussion between you and him before you took the decision to stay? I don't know if you mentioned it on the space because I've been in and out. If you have, don't worry about it. I'll get it from others. But if you have not, I would like you to answer that. And to everyone on the space, just a rhetorical question. JIV is still one of us. Is one of our own. We are all just in this situation right now. I mean, if you were at the polling unit on an election day and someone was, as we say in local parlance, somebody they match GRV, would you just stand there and say, maybe you go join ADC? I don't think anyone would do that. So I just said that, on the light I'm to allow that to maybe guide everyone. Yeah, just wanted to say that. So maybe you want
Thank
to
you.
answer that, GRV.
Thank you so much. Yes, before I left to join the ADC, there have been series of conversations, series of strategic conversations, series of vision sharing and planning and updates consistently giving updates. So that was for me. It was like a John the Baptist kind of situation. Move forward, get the ground ready um, for my principal to come into the party, and even going as far as even looking at other Southwest states, making introductions and all of that. I don't want to answer the second question after. I'm not going to answer that question. And just lastly, the idea of support, thank you so much. I'm extremely grateful. And again, I want to also say I want to say something. Obedience are not run off the mill supporters. Oh. They're not people that just take. I know that there's this idea that if you're a period, you just align. But there are many governors that ran in Labour Party. Oh. I did not say obedience following everybody. If you are not, you will win. You will win their love. You will win their support. You win their love. You win their support. When Akere Market got burnt because some thugs went there to go and invade the place, and I just stormed in there and donated 14 million to them. Those guys are not on your space, but they're obedient. You think that an election is going to happen tomorrow, and JRV walks into that place, they'll forget that. Funsho Dati was contesting at the same time. We're both running for governor. Did he go there? There's campaign and there's campaign. And I feel confident in that because what draws, I know that a lot of people on this space feel that, without His Excellency Peter Obi, we will not like you, you're nothing, all of that. I get that there are those group of people. But there are also those group of people that have touched, have impacted. And I will continue to campaign to all of you and hope I win your love, I win your support. And my prayer, at the end of the day, my prayer is this, that somehow in all this madness, in all this traumatic madness, because you guys think you have an idea, you have no idea how traumatic this thing is for me. So my prayer is that in all of this, all our leaders will find a way to just say, you know what, we don't want to go into an election and lose. Let's figure this thing out. That way, everybody will just go back to the original plan and we can achieve victory. Because the way these guys are going, the thing that held all of this together was the coalition. Now that it has broken up, there are other people that are going to come out as well. That you might think you have these votes, but they'll come out and take your votes. They'll come out. You think there are people that, you know what, let's just wait till the end of the month. It's okay. Next question, please.
Kwaku is supposed to go next. So, Kwaku, go ahead.
It's me, Jimmy, right?
No. Sorry, Chidility, you're going after Kweku. Kweku dropped and came back up. So after Kweku, you go. And after, so it's Kweku, Chidility, Otumba. Ayodele has already gone. So then you guys can take a new queue. Mag and Prince, you can take a new queue after that. But right, yeah. What's it called again? Yeah, Kweku's meant to go next now. Kweku's meant to go.
All right. Hello guys. Can everyone hear me? Hello. Am I
Yes,
audible?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, yeah,
So
go ahead.
first and foremost, all right. First and foremost, GRV, I want to thank you, appreciate you for taking out the time to come here and do this. It shows that you have a lot of respect for the movement. Now, I do not exactly have questions. It's mostly commentary. And I don't think I want to speak to GRV directly because personally, I did not know you before the 2023 election campaigns. Basically, prior to 2022, I did not know you. Now, I got to know you then, and I followed you for all of 4 years up until now. And I see you as someone who mirrors Peter B's qualities when it comes to governance, when it comes to empathy, and all of that. And I understand that you're between a rock and a hard place at the moment based on this decision. Now, I want Obidients to understand something. Let's not be so quick to cast GRV away. Why do I say this? Because when you say obedient, GRV is as obedient as obedience come. That is the truth. GRV is in a hard place. We as obedience, we are also in a hard place. In fact, like someone else said, when you posted that video, I've not watched it up until now. All I saw was a write-up, and I just said, oh, GRV is not leaving. I've not been able to bring myself to watch that video because I knew it was going to hurt to watch that video. Now, I also understand that you have put in a lot of work entrenching yourself into the coalition structure in Lagos. And what I understand from every conversation that's been going on here is that you want here to leverage what you built within the coalition while still retaining the support of the obedient movement. And quite honestly, I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm just going to say this. Quite honestly, as of today, like you know, this is politics and there are a lot of moving pieces all the time. As of today, you retain my full support because I know that even though I mostly operate from the shadows, I know the amount of work that you've put into building your structure within Lagos. And I know the concessions and the assurances. And I know that if you walk away from those things, not only are you going to lose them, you're also going to have that particular structure as an opponent to deal with. And that is something that is very, very difficult to navigate. So I'm just going to ask my fellow obedience, please, let's tarry a while and watch how things play out, at least within the next 1 month. Because truth to be told, someone that we've never worked with, someone that has never bled with us, someone that has never identified with us. I mean, starting from the point of MSAS, morphing into this movement, demanding for good governance, running behind P2B as a symbol of good governance, GRV has been there every step of the way. So that is not something that you just throw away like that. It's not. So it's something that we all have to reflect on very deeply. I know a lot of people are hurt. I was hurt when I saw the message too. But let's not make decisions when we're mad. That is all I'm asking. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Thanks, Doc. Good submission. Let's keep it going. Prince, who's next, please? Fidelity, right? Okay, Fidelity, you're next. Then after Fidelity, we go with Tumba.
Yeah, Mike.
Fidelity, then Tumba.
After her is Otumba.
Okay, Mike. Good evening to everyone. GRV, I greet you. I respect you for coming to the space today. And first of all, as the last speaker rightly said, you have put on a lot of effort. A lot of risk was taken for you to continue building the obedient movement in Lagos State. For me, I know how difficult it is for you. It's a very, very difficult moment for you. It's not just something you can make a decision overnight. I don't want to judge you. I don't want to judge anyone. As I said, this is politics. You said something 48 hours is too big in politics, and you keep mentioning next month. And I don't know, something in me keep telling me. Just I have said it on the comment section. I'll keep giving, I'll give that second chance. I'll keep hoping. I know something is going to happen. Positive thing is going to happen. You are still the right candidate for Lagos State. Let me say this: if it's for number, you and I know very well. If the 2023 election had happened before the presidential, the governorship election happened before the presidential, you would have been the governor of Lagos State by now. You know this. The action that happens in Lagos happened because we took them unaware in the presidential election, and they did everything to make sure it never happened during the governorship. They even postponed the election before that day for them to prepare. So please, the number is not a problem. Come day, come night, any day, on free and fair election, you will beat someone black and blue. And that's the show. I'm telling you this. So you staying back, you have built your structure. You said it's all about protection. I know, I understand this. But for me, I'm not going to ask you any question. But I'm going to say this. Please, no matter wherever you are staying, do not come on media to switch and begin to criticize P2B. I'm begging you. The love I have for you is there. But any day you do this because of ADC.
My brother, thank you so much for bringing up this point. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just want to emphasize this thing. See, this situation that we are in was not a situation that was planned. Though. So there is no way. I'm not any of those people. I'm not that human being. It's not today. This is not the first party that I've left. Go and look in PDP with everything that happened. The PDP still welcome me with open arms. The PDP worked for me in the last election. I don't know if you know. Even after I left. Why? Because of goodwill. I'm not that human being. I'm not that person. There are questions you're asking me that even a person might interpret it or do it in a way that might even cast some kind of slight negativity. I'm not answering those questions. So I'm extremely sensitive to that. I am just caught in a very tough situation because I want to be governor of Lagos and I don't have a say in what is happening at the national. And the national made that decision, and I'm praying that our leaders figure out a way for us to work together so that Tinubu does not come back. That's all. So you have no worry in that regard. No worry at all whatsoever.
All right. Thank you so much for that assurance. And I can tell you for sure, I always say Lagos State election, the reason why APC keep returning the ticket is because of their Togri. If it's for number, they know the truth. They have never won an election, any election in Lagos State.
Again, we are not making excuses this time. We are not victims this time. They are going to get as good as they give. And that's what we dedicated our time to building. Right? So when people are talking about work, it's work for election that will be focused on. Strategy for election that will be focused on. Electioneering, not the popularity contest part of it. So, for me, after all the love the Obidients showed us, and yes, it's beautiful. I'm grateful for how they came out. I'm grateful for how we define politics in Nigeria. But I know that if we don't do things differently, that result we got in 2023, we are not going to get it again in Lagos because we no longer have the element of surprise. We are going into an election with people that are barbaric, people that will postpone an election and they don't think they should go and campaign and talk about their manifesto and talk about how they'll make people's lives better. Instead, they plan violence against the people that they intend to govern all over Lagos. This was not limited to a Jeremy Feludun like how it was in 2019 or 2015 or Ojo or Oshodi Solo. It was in Itiosa, it was in Shomolu, it was in Koshofe, it was in Magodo, it was everywhere. It was in Bejuleki. So this is serious business. Serious business. And well, when we start campaigning, okay.
I understand you, sir. Let me just summarize. For Obedience here, you guys don't understand how difficult it is for Baltimore GRV. He's he's in a very, very difficult condition right now. And for me, I understand. I study politics. I understand what he's facing. Let's give him chance. Anything can still happen. Okay, and whatever it is, our love is with you, and we keep praying for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Fidelity. Jarvi, I hope you know by now that most Obedients are not politicians. And they don't intend to be politicians. That's the crazy part. So I believe you're not taking it personal, but trying to enlighten them about what politics is really, what politics really entails. So I wouldn't want to believe you're taking all this personal, but a learning curve and making you
I'm not
understand.
taking anything personal. I'm not taking it
Of course.
personal. I understand the
Thank you.
situation. The fact of the matter is this: in a normal, and it's fine, but we are in a mad society that's run by animals, as far as I'm concerned. Because why are you butchering people because they want to vote? Why are you beating people because they want to vote? Why is that someone just wants to say, oh, yes, I'm going to this party and you're sending people? I'm talking about my own blood sister had to be rushed to the hospital with 8 stitches on her head. Why? She was there to be doing health outreach while I was just saying I'm joining ADC. Kempela was there. I saw him on this call. Kempela was there to represent His Excellency Peter Obi. He was there to represent His Excellency Peter Obi. He was there. He saw all of these things that happened. What kind of society allows something like that? Right? So I'm not taking. I understand the craze, the problems of our society. The typical person in a proper place should not have to understand. Okay, primary is elections free and fair. Nobody is worried about. Oh, primaries will be monetized, or oh, primaries will be this way. Everything works, but that's not the situation we are in. So a lot of people need to learn, because that will help you make the best decisions. That will help you make decisions that actually cater to your interest, right? So let me know. Thank you. More.
All right, thank you for understanding that. Yeah, Otuba is going to go next, but real quick, uh, Javi, someone sent a question, and let me read it out this time again. Um, are you ready to debate Mr. Dirty and possibly Hamzat for the APC when the time comes? And would you let
Okay.
Obedient and negotiate know your stand if you have to choose between PO and whatsoever ADC presents?
Okay. So the question about debate, I don't think that person followed the 2023 elections, because I attended all the debates I was invited to, and Funsho Dati was there as well. We all debated. You can take time out to go and research the feedback from the debates. I can hold my own against anybody. I think that I might not be the most brilliant person in the world, but I'm very, very passionate about Lagos. I eat, sleep, think, dream about Lagos, solutions to Lagos, anything I see. I remember I went to my child's school and we sat down. I was looking at the place and my wife was there as well. And she was talking about how she was just having conversation with the teachers about the kids. And then I was just looking, and they were like, what is it? And then my wife said, he's probably thinking about how this can be done in a public school in Lagos State. And I was like, how did you know? Yes, exactly. So that is me. So whatever smartness you think you have, I can hold my own. As long as we're talking about Lagos, I might not be able to hold my own if we're talking about Anambra or even Nigeria. But in this Lagos, no, I can hold my own. Anybody. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Atuma, yeah, you're next. Go, and then Prince Xavier, can you make another line out of Atuma? Let us know. But I know for sure Unique has to be top in that line. So after
I've been waiting
Atuma,
for a long time, Kennedy. I've been waiting for a long time. Please, can you guys
Mr.
give me
Kennedy,
a
we just
okay,
chance?
brought up
Mr.
Prince
Kennedy,
now. We
Mr.
will come to
Kennedy,
you.
we will get to you.
Kennedy, we
Please,
just brought up
Atuma has
Prince.
been here before you. So we will get to you. Let's
Okay.
go.
Hey, Mag. Sorry, am I audible enough? I want to know if I have to take off my headphones.
100, yeah.
You are.
Can you guys hear me?
I can
Loud
hear
and clear.
We
Yes,
can
we
hear you,
can.
sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Hey, JRV, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you, Jimmy. It's good to have you back. First of all, when I saw the space, I think the first thing that came to my mind is okay. JRV, you had to come and explain to us in the US and the UK and Sweden and Denmark and Canada why you're making decisions for people that actually live in Lagos. But then, but I think as I listened and
We're a
heard you
family.
speak, no, yeah, kinda. You're very familiar with the Dave Chappelle show. I wish you can employ me to be an interpreter. The Bush skits. You're very familiar with the Dave Chappelle show because I know you've been very politically savvy, and then the way you're navigating these issues has actually pleased me. But at the same time, it's annoying. And I'll start by saying this: it's very funny to listen to the hypocrisy of people on this space calling you to come and explain political decisions that their principal took without consulting you. When we literally have a sitting governor also in Abia State, they've not called on the space to come and explain why he's still in LP and hasn't gone to NDC. This is the level of entitlement and the level of hypocrisy is just funny and glaring to me. I love the fact that you actually have stood your ground. There's a Yoruba proverb, Omar Kinye, and I like how you are making decisions on your political future and that of Lagosians, not for people like us that sit in the US and in diaspora and wall up and hide behind. Some don't even have their profile pictures on their some don't even know their real names, or you don't have their profile pictures on their page, and then dictate how things should be done politically in Nigeria. Living in this bubble, that this lala fantasy land, I have no idea where this thing came from. This is Nigeria. Like, this is not some utopia fantasy land. It's still politics at its rawest form. And decisions will be made. The last election, anyone with logical reason, I can sit and saw there were so many people that were not in the LP that actually worked for us. So to come around and castigate is like, and also listening to people making it sound like, at first I was like, wait a minute, the GRV political career started in 2022. Like, the guy that ran in 2016 under Kowa, for Kowa chairman local government, was he your twin? Or the guy that lost by 2 percentage points in 2019 senatorial election, was he your twin? Or was he the different Badibo, right? That suddenly the Obedient movement apparently made Badibo, right? Made you like, I'm like, where is this? Which is the level of entitlement I don't understand? Like, where's all this coming from? Like, you have been knocking at the door for Lagos, and real Lagosians that understand how we need to deliver Lagos from the chokehold of APC for the past 20 something years. Understand the work it takes. You can't just it's not local elections are different. You can't be moving around with like a headless chicken with no clear direction. I also, I think the funny part to me is also the part where, suddenly party now matters. Same people that I remember in 2023 starting, add different candidates for governorship, add different candidates for presidency, are now concerned that you. So to me, I respect the fact that you came to let them, vent their anger and their frustrations. It's fine, but it is not necessary. But to me, it just shows maturity. That's my question. My question is: in the last, when you were LP governorship aspirant, your deputy was from Ikorodu, and you picked a woman. Are you committing to the same also? Because I was born and raised in Ikorodu, so I am. That's my concern. Are you going to pick a lady and also someone from Ikorodu? That's my question to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words and your support. I want to just differ a little bit, just a little bit. It is in my interest for more young people to understand politics better. And if I wrote on a paper my goals for spending time on this space is to live with people having a better understanding, a deeper understanding, because I've been with people and I see the passion. And I wish this passion also had a deeper.
TRV, stop being PC. Stop being PC. I understand, but you're being politically correct, and I get it. And that's why I say if you watch the Dave Chappelle skits, election is a bloody contact sport.
I
It is
know.
real. It is real lives. It is not joke. It's not people that sit around on their computer all day, working remote jobs, enjoying 24/7 electricity, sitting in the comfort of the US, which is largely driven. A lot of us on this space and the diaspora. A lot of us. That don't have PVCs, did not vote in last election. Yes, we spent money and we spent time. Some people travel down, but do not let. My point is, don't see the. What you said, I remember that market fire and a bunch of things that are happening. I was in Lagos also in December. Real Lagosians that are in Lagos, the average person, do not need to waste our time on trying to explain to people that have buried their head in the sand why you are doing what you're doing. We need to rescue Lagos. And if ADC, as you spoke with ADC, as the best opportunity, stick with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so to your question, um, I cannot. It's not politically wise to even just make that calculation yet until we fully see the array of people that come out, right? And that's something that will be done in consultation, right? So I emerge by God's grace. There are other groups within a party that would want to also nominate a candidate so that they also feel that they have a stake in the candidacy, right? So I cannot just select. It depends on, okay, who are the people that are aligning, right? Who are the people, for instance, in the NDC, I don't know who is going to emerge, but okay, whoever emerges, who is this deputy going to be? What local government is that person coming out of? If the person is coming out of Ikorodu, do I want to go and be dragging Ikorodu when I can go and get someone that's going to come out of Ekpe or Shomolu? These are the nitty gritty of electioneering. And it's not going to be done just by myself. It's going to be done in consultation with structures and people that are on ground so that everybody feels that at least they can get behind that ticket. So thank you. Don't be mad though if
Thank
I
you.
don't pick someone from
I'm not
Ikorodu.
mad. We will support you at ADC. We are ADC for life. ADC for 2027. Thank you. Bye.
Hello? Okay. Am I? Is anybody there?
We can hear you. Jimmy and Mag, where are
Magnifique.
you guys? When they sleep? Jimmy and Mag.
And I think Sylvia has left. So.
I think they have
Oh,
issues.
okay.
The next person
Yeah,
can go.
yeah. Let me quickly say something here.
All right.
Um,
Mag, sorry, 1 minute. I've been
yes.
receiving a lot of DMs, guys. I've not been near my phone. I already said it earlier on. I'm busy. I had to cut time out from work to come and do this, and it's above, beyond my time frame. But I respect the fact that he still wants to stay here to engage the people, which is not a problem for me. But I've not been close to my phone, so I don't know what is going on. My DM is a mess. I don't understand what is going on, and honestly, right now, I believe Prince and Mag has been handling the space. I really don't understand what is going on. I'm just seeing different messages. So, Mag, I don't know if are you still busy, so I can bring someone else to do the co-host, or is it going to be on and off? I just want to have balance on the space so it won't look like I'm ignoring the people. I'm actually busy, to be honest. I just want the conversation to keep going, and that's the reason why I'm doing this. It was 2 hours that I planned, but I can see people coming in requesting for the mic. I just don't want to shut it off um, while we're having this conversation, and that's the reason why I keep it this way. So let me know if oh God.